Brendan and Nathan, this is Maude Flanders. I am so thrilled that you have this great modcast. I'm Maude, and I like it. And Todd and Rod would like it too.
You can see the lines
and everything. Well, yes, I am good to you tonight, and as you can see, I am Maude coding. Cold opening today.
You need the new document.
No, I just messed that up, haven't I? No, I have it here. That's right. I don't know why I haven't bought it. That's all good. I can jump to the one if I've really ballsed it up.
Indeed.
Stamp is in a cupboard, etc., etc.
There was some sort of thing with Maggie not getting paid or whatever.
By Christ, that's a proper bloody mess here in this Maude Flounder Museum. That cow's gone daft, bloody daft. The nose, the Castro man's lost his plot, and that fleshy man's kipping all happy like.
Stamp, you've got to download this game. It's called the Mauldcast Official Tapped Out Race. You can build stuff and unlock people. It's fun.
Are you a dragon? Why the bloody hell are you?
Aye.
Tapped out? Why the hell would I want no tapped? I'm already tapped out from life, lad. Stranglehold. I've got nought left. No octagon. There ain't no patience, no bloody internet savvy. Away past it, me.
But you get to build a car park and unlock Brendan and Nathan O'Leary. They're icons. They're brothers. They argue. They do accents. It's epic. Download it, Stamp. Do it.
Alright, tiny little dragon. Fine if it shuts your gob for 5 seconds. This is an unlikely team up, isn't it? I'll do it, but if this bloody app nicks me bank details and my PIN number and sends me demands, I will send in a bill to you, you scabby little bugger. Them's me can of beans, that is right, downloaded it. Now what? Cue theme music.
Okay, your first task is to build the MFI MDB car park.
The bloody what? What the bloody talking about when they's at home? Sounds like a slodding bloody STD, that does. Why would anyone want to park a daft bloody car park on an acronym like that?
Just do it, Stamp. Tap, tap, tap.
Tap this, tap that, tapping my bloody blood pressure right up the jacksie. I didn't ask it to say to the moon. Or to the moon. Oh, look, I built it. Happy now.
You have unlocked Brendan O'Leary. As you can see,
it's doing the voice.
Oh my
doing
goodness.
The voice. As you can see, I'm already recording. You have unlocked Brendan O'Leary. As you can see, I'm already recording. Oh my goodness. You have unlocked Nathan O'Leary. It's sort of like, yes, exactly. You have unlocked Car Park. Unlocked. River Duggy. Unlocked. Oh my bloody hell. Congratulations, it says on the screen. You have unlocked Brendan and Nathan O'Leary. Oh, wee paw. Well, paint me barn, paint me back door red and call me a donkey's ass. Who the hell are these two bloody chip-eating, banjo-strumming muppets when they're at home? And why is there a sphinx, who beg your pardon, in our yard?
Exactly. Questions that will be answered in due time. Those are the O'Learys. They come with questions.
Alright, why not? Next thing they'll be wanting me to build a honey factory, honey pot for me in my backyard. They don't mind very much. This game's a right madhouse, I'll tell you. A right madhouse.
Madhouse is fun, Stamp. You're hooked now.
Oh, I am.
You are.
I'm desperate. I'm a desperate tapped out addict. But the only thing hooked here is you and me. And you're hooked on my nerves, kid. Give me that bloody phone, you little tiny bloody dragon. I'm binning this bloody phone. Hold on a second. What's this about a free donut cart? Cue theme music. Theme song. More tapped out, bottle episode. High energy, kazoo, banjo, tambourine, and dramatic flair. Maude, tapped out, bottle episode. Theme tune. Maude, it's a Maude good cast. Tapping for donuts, we're building a scene. Unlocking only reason, everything in between. Stamps on a bender, infant fumes on the case. It's Maude's world now, the game's a mad race. Sad bald and homey at the flan table, oh no. Ruined apple pies, rattles and vegetables on show. Knitting wind chimes, Maude faith it remains. But she's spitting poetry through the fiery remains. Maude, she's quirky, she's bold. gold with a moral veneer, but there's chaos behind every wind chime you hear. From demonic kestrels to beans on toast, the Maude Flanders Museum's hosting the most. Jehoshaphat and Radamant, there's legends of law. Todd sprang from Maud's orange bell, innocence galore. Guinea pig lover with tuppence of pride, sipping unflavored ice milk with the Midwest stride. Bridge, kazoo solo. For nights, Zaz O'Leary to Brebdab the Mad. They bicker and banter, it's not half bad. The guest keep a coming, the taps never end. But who needs real life when there's donuts to spend? Ma's barbecue Ray with her cider in hand, on ruined pies Midwest charm so grand. Her eternal tempest calm yet wild, knitting faith and chaos with her mother's pride. It's Ma, tapped out, it's a bottle episode and it's a hoot. Low stakes, high laughs, it's pure delight. A game within chaos, it's a Maude-filled night. Ooh, tapped out, more like tapped in. Give me another donut cart, you daft apethap. Congratulations, you've unlocked Maude's fluffy minge bell, dice quest. What the bastard were that? It keeps talking to me, this bloody thing. Best keep playing for find out. Where's me Twitch at? Your Twitch at? Hi there, player. I'm Brendan O'Leary, the more handsome and talented O'Leary brother. You're in luck. Nathan and I are about to dive into the Maudecast Tapped Out Springfield Spectacular.
Don't mind Brendan. He thinks he's the Beyonce of the podcasting world. I'm Nathan, the brains of the operation. Now let's get started covering the Springfield Maude special.
Maude special? What the bloody hell is that? Some kind of charity car wash?
No, it's the Tapped Out episode dedicated to Maude Flanders. You know, from The Simpsons, they built a whole event around a ghost. I'm the dragon.
Around a ghost? Ghosts now? Dragons, donuts, ghouls, diamonds, donkeys, dungeons, dollhouses and donuts. What kind of bloody fever dream is this? It's like that lad who's turned into a bag and has the dust of soul crates up in him. First things first, Stamp. We got to get our sponsors done. Tap on us to send us over to the Do the Sponsors Challenge. Do the sponsors? What's that mean? Are they handing out free coupons? Do it in what way? In what sense am I doing the sponsors? Putting the name on the back of a t-shirt cannon? Or something a little bit more macabre?
No, silly. Ha, no, silly. It means they're recording ad reads. It's what keeps the podcast alive.
Fine. I'll send them out to hawk toothpaste or man grates or whatever. But if they start selling something called Dragon Toddler Protein Powder, I'm calling the bloody authorities.
Task started. Brendan and I are doing the sponsors. Estimated time, 6 hours.
6 hours? You're writing a diddly-dang novel? How many words do you need to say? Buy some bloody socks, folk. Get 'em fucking on your feet, lad. Oh my goodness. I'm just going to spend some fast-forward chime as I spend some in-game currency to skip time. I ain't got 6 hours to waste. Let's see what these two fucking clowns have done to finish their advertisements. Sponsor, French Revolutionary Peasant.
Bonjour, citoyen! Are you tired of powdered wigs, golden thrones, and the endless blah 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 about one king, one law, one faith? Well, say au revoir to tyranny and bonjour to freedom with revolutionary peasants! That's right! Mes amis, I'm the anti-Louis Quatorze. No sprawling palaces, no merciless crackdowns, and definitely no weird scandals involving masks or secret twin brothers. I'm just here to chop wood, share bread, and maybe topple a monarchy or two. Why settle for a king who expels, oppresses, and overspends when you can have a peasant who says liberty, equality, baguettes for all? Forget the Edict of Nantes, this guy's writing the Edict of all! Charles Ball! You want justice? You got it? You want fair taxes? Consider it done! You want a real leader who doesn't spend 12 hours a day staring at his reflection. Look no further, I'm your man, your revolutionary man! So ditch the debauched noblemen and power-hungry cardinals. Join the movement, pick a side, and let's build a future where even valets can be heroes. Viva la revolution, and vive you people! Paid for by the Friends of Peasants Freedom Society. Definitely not endorsed by King Louis XIV or anyone remotely royal.
Yeah.
Beautiful. sponsor Vivacious. My 3 sponsors all appear in the same little sponsor video at the end.
Shall we do it?
We'll do it after Steamboat Michael.
Okay.
I mean spoilers.
Sponsor Steamboat Michael.
Hold on to your hats, folks, because Michael Steamboat Willie Mouse is here, and he's the wackiest, zaniest, most unhinged rodent you'll ever meet. Forget brooding aardvarks with swords and soapbox rants. This mouse is all about chaos, confetti, and cannonballs. Rubabus, that gloomy guy with the opinions? Nah, I don't think I spin, I screech, I slap dancing tunes on a washboard. My ideas about women? Ha! I don't have ideas, I've got a ukulele, 3 anvils, and an exploding pie. Let's go! Some characters get bogged down in philosophy and legacy, but Michael's got 0 time for that. He's too busy careening through public domain rights, flipping off corporate greed, and inventing new flavors of nutritional chaos. I'm talking whisker-flavored soup, airplane-shaped pasta, banana-powered hot dogs. Eat it or don't, I'm too busy breaking gravity. Forget Berlin, forget Michigan, forget whatever that guy on the internet is yelling about. Michael Steamboat Willie Mouse is the zany champion the world needs. No swords, no brooding, just pure unfiltered mayhem. Join me or don't, I'll be riding a giant unicycle on a tightrope made of spaghetti. Whee! Michael Steamboat Willie Mouse, public domain's wildest, wackiest rodent available wherever there's madness, mayhem, or mischief to be made.
Brilliant.
Beautiful. Sponsor Sad Scottish Lumper and sponsor Disinterested Chippy Lass. And if you press that, a brief tale of these 3 sponsors interacting will unfold.
Beautiful.
The wind blew cold across the Bewdley vibes as Vivacious strutted in with Ornacia on high. Ah, here it is, the greasy paradise, a chippy that will surely suffice. The sad Scottish loompa named Gale trailed behind, Gale's face a frown, her mood less than kind. Sanctuary, ye say, what's so grand about a bag of chips from this small stand? Vivacious gave her a smile so wide, you'll see, my dear, the truth's on our side. The taste of grease is pure delight, let's feast upon this fried delight. The counter with chippy girl in place, her blonde pony sleigh, gum in her face. She chewed and popped without a care, her gaze empty but a big smile to share. Got a recommendation for us? Gale said, something that'll fill us up and fill us with bread, cheeky bastard. Chippy girl blinked as though confused, but then with a shrug she simply mused. Mini haddock meal, it's really nice, comes with chips and a Fanta fruit twist, real good price. Vivacious gasped and gave a dramatic flair. Mini haddock, darling, it's so rare. Small but mighty, just what we need. A meal that's light but sure to succeed. Gale Loompa sniffed, her voice a sigh. Ah, it'll do though chips can't make me fly. Better than the days in that chocolate shithole. At least I'm eating, filling up this soul. Chippy girl rang them up, no fuss, mild cheer, handing them their meal like a young Britney Spears. Here you go, she muttered with a gleamy hint of grace, her focus already on the evening's embrace. They took their fish meat and sat corner booth. Vivacious was pleased, Mini haddock so smooth. The perfect bite, the crisp is divine. She said with a smile, this meal's truly just fine. Gale Loompa nodded, a smile began to swell. This might not be heaven, but I know it's nae hell. A meal's a meal, and that's all I need, so long as it fills the hunger indeed. They ate in silence, the Fanta gone. The meal was finished, yet something lingered on. Vivacious rose, ready to go, but her gaze lingered, sensing something below. As they left, she stole a final glance. Chippy girl wiping the fryer with a trance. She reached to adjust her net with a sigh, and from underneath fur caught her eye. Vivacious froze, a sudden jolt. Was it a trick, some strange occult? But as they left with footsteps light, only the Bigfoot mother knew that night. Chippy girl was secretly mother of baby Bigfoot. That's the twist.
Oh, that's beautiful. Chippy Girl was secretly mother of Bigfoot. That's the twist. That needs to come back, doesn't it?
It certainly will.
I've been looking for a Chippy connection.
Precisely. Would you like a mini haddock meal?
Yeah, damn right I would. Anyway,
You've
enough of
also
that.
unlocked sponsor race main stage and tithing area.
That's right, sponsor race main stage unlocked. Tithing area unlocked. This is bloody brilliant, this game. I cannot get enough. And I do not believe that twist, that Chippy Girl's mother was Bigfoot's mother. No, Chippy Girl was Bigfoot's mother. We don't know what Chippy Girl's mother was. That was Bigfoot's grandma. Probably.
Exactly. Reaction time.
Reaction time. Anyway, oh, what's this? What's this popped up? A pop-up. Up. The banners for the next Maude sponsor race still hang above the stage, the gaudy gold lettering declaring the next era of Maude has arrived. The crowd is dispersed, leaving the studio buzzing with disbelief of newly crowned winners Onion and Rob Happy Boy Nando's sit at the host table staring at the trophy, a bronze bust of Maude Flanders holding a microphone with sharp-eyed, wide-eyed shock. Desiree, the third member of the new lineup, hovers nearby, beaming with uncontrollable joy, practically glowing with care and encouragement.
Not at all a Mexican cartel, male Mexican cartel member. Let's get that titty out.
Reaction time.
Let's get that titty out.
Mate, I only entered for the free chicken platters at the after party. I don't think I'd actually win. This is bad. Really bad. You know what kind of bloody responsibility this is?
Cheeky bastard. Aye, you didn't win.
That's what I'm saying. We're the horses. You're a bloody parrot with commitment issues, and I've got to think for high-risk bets. They will bloody crucify us in the reviews.
Aye, you co-host, I'm host. Are you good to me then, aye?
No, lads. Let's not panic, my darlings. This is a good thing. A wonderful thing. What's that, Onion? Arriba, don't be bloody racist. You're both just the fresh start that Maude needs. Onion, here have a seed stuffed muffin to help you focus. And Rob, I brought you Nando's style casserole, your bloody favourite.
How did you even know it was my favourite? We've only spoken twice.
Oh, I've been keeping an eye on you, Robert, making sure you're well fed and loved. Can't host on co-host or host on an empty stomach.
Aye, cheeky bastard.
See, even Bird thinks this is nuts. Crowd wanted Catman John's head on that pigeon sponsor. What was his name? Feathers McMoneybags. We didn't win, Desiree. We barely scraped through.
Oh, let me just put this Tupperware down. Stop it, both of you. You won. I'll drop me gat. Oh, hold on. We're lucky that didn't go off. I didn't have safety on and out. Anyway, Rob, you're unpredictable and charming in your own chaotic way. An Onion, you cheeky bastard. Colourful vocabulary speaks volumes. You're a voice for the unheard. Hold on, I've got to take this phone call. No, he's 2 days late on the payment. No, slit it. No more chances. Bye, love you. Sorry about that, boys. Sorry about that, boys. You're a voice for the unheard. You, Robert. Me, I'll be here every bloody step of the way to keep you grounded, hydrated, and emotionally supported.
So what? You're our team mum?
Exactly. So how about we do some breathing exercises to calm those nerves before we plan out the first episode?
Titty you, aye, cheeky bastard.
Well, if he's on board, so am I.
She, aye. Are you good to me then, aye?
That's the spirit, boys.
No.
Oh, just a second. That's the spirit. No, I fucking told you twice. No. Listen, he knew his mum was at risk before he put that bet on. Anyway, I love you. See you later. Sorry, boys. Oh, so busy today. That's the spirit. Let's make Maude proud. Here's have a peck of that seed onion muffin.
Aye.
Join us next time as the boys visit the Maudecast Museum for the very first time.
Cheeky bastard.
There's another sponsor in the bag. No sponsor race though, obviously. Thanks to Dragon Brew Coffee, the only coffee that makes you drink fire.
No sponsor race, but a sponsor race epilogue of sorts. You know that's just their slogan, right, Brendan? No one's actually. Never mind. Good job, player. Next, help us set up the Maudecast recording studio.
Maudecast bloody recording studio. What's next? Building a custom-made cafe latte machine.
What do you call me? Oh, there is a premium item for that. It comes with bonus donuts. Donuts.
Donuts reaction time. Donuts, bloody effing donuts again. I feel like I'm being shaken up and down by a one-armed bandit, the machine, not an actual bandit with one arm. Desiree, leave me alone in a carnival tent. But I'll do it just to see what these effing yahoos mess up next. I am furiously tapping the screen. Oh, well, this is an absolute disaster, isn't it? But hey, that's authentic. We're in the game. Let's roll. Authentic? More like bloody effing idiotic, but I'm now addicted, hopelessly addicted. I'm never going to sleep again. I'm going to start downing bottles of crystal meth just to stay awake, and I'm going to put my house on everything just so I can buy credits and I can zip through tasks. Let's roll. I can't stop playing, can I? Help me, please. Help me.
I told you you'd love it, Stamp. I know you so well. Now tap faster.
You'd bloody tap faster.
Recording studio unlocked. Recording lounge unlocked. That's pretty good, actually. I really love those pictures. There's all these pictures of the inside, the wherever that is.
The recording studio of the MFI, maybe. Oh no, Stamp should probably say that because I'm not here.
Oh, look, it's vivacious.
Oh, look, bloody vivacious reaction time.
The sponsors are now in the game. Darlings, we're levelling up. Time to rebuild the Maude Observatory. Forgot about that. Think of it as a runway show, but with more telescopes.
Aye, what's the point? I'm a sad Scottish Oompa Loompa in-game text.
Aye, what's the point? You fix one building and another one crumbles, just like my hopes and dreams. I'm too Scottish for sweet tune.
But day, I'll effing day it, I suppose.
Listen here, comrades. This be your next mission. Rebuild the Maude main hall. The revolution depends on it.
Oh, shucks, you should fail, sure, but by gum, you'd go up something in the works. We're absolutely bloody feared. I'm Steamboat Michael.
Look, Stamp, they're rebuilding the main hall. It's where all the Maudecast ka-ching stuff happens.
Oh, excuse me if I'm not bloody wetting my pants at that. All the Maude stuff, I've had enough of them two bloody effers. Get up that all quick or the universe might explode. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, I've got to assign vivacious, sad Scottish lumper, French revolutionary peasant and Michael, Steamboat Willie. Oh, 8 hours? 8 hours? 6 hours? I'm not bloody rebuilding the Great Pyramid of Skem, Pem and Skeb here. You know what, it is ridiculous. It's flashy, it's downright nonsensical. I can't stop, please help me. And I think I love it.
See, Stamp, you're a Maudecast legend now. Whee!
Legend. Just an old bloody man, tired old man at the end of me days trying to figure out why this effing Scottish orange lumper's still crying while dancing next to a glitter cannon. Oh, the Mauditorium where the Magical Life podcast comes to life, or as my biological brother Nathan calls it, the building where he snores loudly and farts during dress rehearsals.
I didn't even ask it to say that. It just knew. First of all, Brendan, it's called constructive farting. Second, this place won't fix itself. Then as in player.
The Mauditorium? What did Maud run out of normal names and start making up toriums? Relax, we've got this, Stamp. We'll have it back to its former glory hole in no time at all.
Assuming Brendan doesn't break anything with that hammer first. Trusty hammer.
Hammer fist? What are you talking about? They're definitely breaking something. Probably my effing patience. Alright, anyway, give me a number between 1 and 300.
I've done this for a while, it feels. 222.
Aye.
Cheeky bastard.
Maud mocking Ned's misfortunes, kicking him when he's down, such as the goofball with the police. But does she normally mock him when he has misfortunes, or is she more supportive wife than that?
I would say she's a more supportive wife than that, but one of his biggest misfortunes was when she died. And so she hasn't really had a response to the misfortunes following that, of which there have been many. But prior to that, the only time, not even necessarily mocking, but the only time she didn't really care was the Comet episode, and then she backed out of that when the rest of the town cared too. Other than that, she tends to be generally supportive, but not as sad as he is. Like, she's not as sad when the hurricane happens, she's more like, oh, by golly, we can get through this. And the same with Leftorium early on, in that first Leftorium episode. She's just sort of looking after the kids and getting on with it and not having her own sort of feelings about it. but she's not one of. She's definitely not a. Well, what are you going to do about this, Ned? We need you to deal with this now. It's more of a, we as a Flanders family have got this.
She's not saying he has to human up.
No, exactly. Death wish. She wants them all to die. But I would say that she's 98% supportive.
Is this is relating to the hopped up on goofballs thing where she's in the car mocking him while he's standing on one leg? Is that right?
Yes, I believe so. That's the only example I can think where she seems to have mocked him in front of people. I can't think of anything else where she hasn't been on his side when such an event has gone down.
Did she really mock him, or did she just stay in the car and not help?
I think a bit of both. I think we just sort of established from the way her face looked in that scene that it looks like she's laughing along with everybody else when
Good
he
Lord.
fails. But it could be a nervous laugh about, we don't know what's in store for us now. This is probably not good for us as a family if Ned gets arrested.
No, could be that. Let's retcon it to that.
Exactly. There we go.
Congratulations. You have unlocked Auditorium Building 1. Unlocked. Auditorium Building 2. Unlocked. Brilliant. See, you nailed it. We nailed it, Stamper, not because I had a hammer fist.
It's definitely still leaning, but hey, close enough.
Triumphant jingle. Triumphant jingle. Confetti rains down. A new character appears on screen. Baby Derrida. The thing is, writing is, it's always about the other thing. The thing that is not me. It's always me. Different. I don't know why, but it's just how it works, okay? And maybe I had a new Lego Cranky the Crane playset. Just be cool. Just saying. Baby Derrida. XP25, okay? Modcast Derrida Playground unlocked. Oh, it looks like we've got some in-game text from toddler Jacques Derrida.
It certainly does. To deconstruct the nostalgia of the 90s is to interrogate the paradox of its innocence. The neon scream of children's toys, Furby, Tamagotchi, Polly Pocket, was not merely to play, but a proto-digital hymn to the coming age of hyperreality, and those television shows, brimming with chaotic charm, Teletubbies, Art Attack, SMTV Live with Cat Daly. Were they not precursors to the algorithmic dominion of our present screens?
'Cause tonight I'm free.
What's this now, a bloody baby wearing a beret? What's he doing? Selling croissants? What's he even doing a game about Maude Flanders?
I am here because all texts, even games, exist in an infinite interplay of signifiers. For example, why build the Auditorium? Perhaps its foundations lie in Fortnite or Bluey.
Fortnite? Bluey? You bloody puddle, lad. You're more confused than a demonic cow on a trampoline, which there is outside my window right now, which is why I'm hiding in this cupboard playing this game with a baby dragon.
Aye, yet here in this mausoleum I inhabit, a path to the other hell has opened, a fissure in the foundation of meaning itself. The past is not dead, it is a restless Phil Spectre, flickering like a cathode ray tube, refusing to yield to obsolescence. I'm caught between the abyss of forgetting and the labyrinth of too much remembering, too much of a sweet mouth, a sweet tap. What is left but to dance on this threshold of the undecidable, the hellmouth gaping with the grin of a cursed Teddy Ruxpin. Aye, cheeky bastard. There is nothing outside the text, except perhaps the item shop in Fortnite. Skins are the truest representation of identity, n'est-ce pas?
What in bloody tarnation? French? Identity? Fortnite? Toddler? His biggest identity crisis should be whether he used crayons or finger paint.
Pouring out of. Even Bluey, with its charming tales, exists only in a difference, a deferral of meaning. Do we laugh for bandits' jokes, or for the void within ourselves?
Bloody hell, the baby Jacques Derrida. You just said void, and now I need a nap. Send toddler Jacques Derrida to mind the meaning of playground. Estimated time 2 hours. Mind the fucking meaning of playground? What is it with this bloody game? I bet it's something deep like swings of metaphors for existential dread.
The text invites us to explore difference, the gap where meaning differs itself infinitely, much like the Paw Patrol car park slide, where every race down the slope reveals only the absence of a final destination. yet we slide again. A structure always presupposes a centre, and yet the centre is not the centre. Who'd have thought when we just got one small quote in the first season that this is where it would be? Much like how the Baby Shark song circles endlessly without closure, creating a perfect metaphor for the repetitive absurdity of existence. To pretend I actually do the thing, I have therefore only pretended to build this slide. But it is not all a game. Like in Dora, Explorer, where play transcends structure. Now he wants to play Keep It Uppy.
The repetitive absurdity of existence. Bloody hell. Hold on. Hold the dang phone. New characters unlocked. Statman John Fernandez, boys, my friend, boys. That's what he says, isn't he, boys? Can't believe I've never done that before. And Diana, Princess of Wales, the Queen of all our hearts. Rest in peace. Statman John, what's he doing here? He's supposed to be no heedless indeed. Here's the story. One, Statman John unlocked. Boys, I want to be the queen of people's hearts. In people's hearts, but I don't see myself being the queen of the Internet Museum and Database Theme Park.
Maybe the game brought him back for you, Stamp. Look, he's even got his cricket bat.
Well, that's Statman John, alright, always carrying a cricket bat around. But hang on, what's Lady Di doing here? And not die like what Lady Di died, but die like Di. She doesn't look like the type to be rebuilding an effing cafeteria. What's she gonna do? Make the ketchup bottles into Knights of the Realm.
Boys! Stan, my old friend, fancy seeing you here, boys. Looks like it's up to us. And John, Statman John, Headless Statistician Fernandez, and all the people's princesses. Apparently, it seems like she lived her life like a bloody candle in the wind, never knowing who to turn to when the rain came in. And I would have liked to love her, boys, but I was just a kid. A candle burned out long before a legend ever did. To rebuild the MFI MTV canteen area, boys. Let's crack on, shall we, boys?
Oh, John, even in a dang game, you sound just like yourself. 5 fucking hours? I bet Diana spends 4 of those picking out tablecloths. Rest in peace, though, with all the setup.
Boys, come on, Stam, don't hold back. Diana was not murdered by the state. Diana's suggesting beans and biscuits for the menu. I can't argue with that, boys, in many ways.
Fine, but only because John said so. Proper lover, John, me old bugger, what's this now?
Hellmouth unlocked.
Oh, how droll, it's me. You've unlocked me, Infant Foom.
I always knew how to talk me into things, you little tiny dragon, what I've just met. What's this? The main plot wants to get along. 45 minutes in, and I can't see why they always end up so long and pushing the content back so far. New task unlocked. Send Brendan and Nathan to do the content and give the good people some context for this content.
This is the big one, Stamp. Brendan and Nathan have to actually discuss Maude and how she's represented in Tapped Out.
Tapped Out?
Tapped Out. See, it's cute. That was the game me. This is real me. It's meta.
That was the game, yo. You're in the game, but you're also here.
Yeah.
You're meta, my burr, wrinkled, scabby arsehole. Sounds like an excuse to talk nonsense while drinking hot coffee. Alright, let's see what these 2 effing jokers got to say.
One unlock after each clip. Nathan, please give the good people some context for this content.
Indeed, we finally arrived at
We are here now.
We are here now at the forefront of Tapped Out Maude Flanders content before it goes away forever in a couple of months. Rest in peace, Tapped Out.
I know.
Maude has been unlockable since roughly 2012.
I repeat.
So that would mean she has actually outlasted the TV show Maude in the world of Tapped Out with a 12-year run. But
Beautiful.
she is only available as a ghost, which confused me because I think I've said this many a time, but every other deceased character appears as themselves except for Maude, who appears as a ghost.
That's good, right? She's got a little bit of a thing about her. There's a TV special on about Bigfoot.
Oh, nice. Adult or baby?
Adult. I haven't seen a baby Bigfoot, unfortunately.
She's selling chips.
Non-canon. Clip
That's
1.
the twist.
The machine in the ghost-based app. Dark Street. The Springfield trees are bare. What's her name? Laura something is saying in a red bandana. Someone is unquiet, said, what's your name? Maude Flanders. The narrator is excited, looking very good in ghost form, he says. Cute, good ghost colors, I say. Oh, Jar is says, oh, a boring and unattractive spirit, and the world's most cognizant blow.
Not a
Boring
clue.
and boring and unattractive spirit. Why are you so angry at us? Maud says. You killed me with that t-shirt cannon spoiler. Why do you think? Homer says. This spirit speaks in riddles. Send it back and get another one. Send the buggers back and get another one. Quimby walks by in a sash and narrator is excited. Cut to Maud's card. Jar says, it's what's her face. Card says, wait, who's Edna Krabappel, Maud, XP25 OK? Crunchy Joe's case, Ned, Tim, Rod, Todd, Ned, and Maud.
Second.
Second Maud. Set couple rewards, $12.50 XP25.
Precisely. A beautiful introduction. I remember being a player of this game at this present time. Not this present time, but that present time. And excitement unfolding at the unlock of a Maud, because I simply assumed that it was not going to happen for a very long time, given that she never got a figure or any appearance in any game visually, other than that virtual Springfield one that I didn't know about till recently properly. So exciting. It also was the first time they'd done a Halloween thing, I think. Maybe it wasn't actually. Maybe it was the first time I saw one. But so they make the town all spooky looking and stuff, and it fit wonderfully into this Ghost Maud appearance, and she is introduced into the game as a villain.
Oh,
She's the Halloween event is like tapping ghouls and getting like tapping oot, getting like rewards for it and being able to spend them on buildings, etc. Such is the game. So she's brought in as a villain, but with justification still of I'm doing this because you killed me with a t-shirt cannon. However, that doesn't really explain why she goes after the entire town.
So how does the Tapped Out game even work?
Exactly. And it's also like a spiritual prequel to that Bart revenge episode. It's kind of just exactly the same thing, but no Roswell voice in this. Tapped Out, you just get like a blank canvas of grass basically, and then you get a small amount of buildings to start with. Some of them just buildings, such as like house, etc.
Yeah.
And some of them like specific buildings, like Van Houten House, etc., where you get them with a character.
Oh.
So at this point, it had been out for like at least a year or so. So they were already kind of set up with
running out.
Exactly, like the Quickie Mart, etc., were already in there. So they'd already started reaching for like if a character could go with a certain building. And for some reason, it was Maud and the Gypsy Fortune Teller from a possibly the same Halloween special, and they both came with the Fortune Teller's shop, which is entirely unrelated to Maud.
Yeah.
But they already had Flanders Home and Church, but they did not release her. Praiseland came much later with Rachel Jordan.
Oh.
This was a year in, and they were already like, well, we'll release the Gypsy Fortune Teller shop, and they're still this up until just about now. They've still been releasing characters and content and buildings.
Wow, that is a Tapped Out podcast in itself, isn't it?
Oh yes, I sort of gave up when I got to about 200 characters. You can send them all, like there's like you don't have to do each one individually, but it just got to the point where it was, I imagine, not too dissimilar at all for running a regular town.
Or running a podcast with two different distinct universes, each with several hundred characters in it.
Exactly. 6 or 7 universes.
Infant food.
So,
Toddler Bigfoot.
Exactly. Chippy girl. Other than that, the only other thing is that certain characters have like lines put in, so like audio, but it's only the core 5 cast. So anybody who isn't voiced by one of those 5, Azaria, Shearer, etc., just doesn't speak. So it's kind of always been a bit strange that characters like Milhouse, who, yes, rest in peace, Milhouse, possibly. Characters like that who are like big, and like all the Roswell women, all the Tress MacNeille women like Agnes, Jimbo, etc. None of them speak, but then sort of random characters who appeared once will speak because they're voiced by like Castellaneta or something. So it's always been a bit odd It would have been way better if they just because it's only archived dialogue. It's not like they're getting them to record new
I was
stuff.
going to ask that, yeah.
They just flat out did not want to pay anybody else for it, and Roswell probably didn't even expect to be asked, but the rest of them were probably quite shocked.
4,000.
Exactly.
Eggmeat, would you say that it would be in our interest to pay someone to make a modded out version of Tapped Out with all the characters? And oh, there's John Poop 17 and Betsy the Bike Boat. Oh, there's Infant Foom and Toddler Bigfoot.
Yes, but it wouldn't. It would be in our interest in terms of joy, probably not in terms of use. For,
Do you think The Simpsons
pushing
Tapped
it
Out is a useful product?
I believe it has had its uses.
Can it do the dishes?
I meant use for us financially.
Oh, monetary. Yeah, it's not going to make as much as this does.
No,
Um,
can't hear you over my jacuzzi. Oh, look, we've
Beg-
unlocked a new character.
beg your pardon.
Exactly.
So yeah, and what I do like the actual backgrounds of Tapped Out. I like the design in all. It's really done something quite interesting to take in. It's kept the spirit of the Simpsons animation and turned it into this kind of like 3D kind of game. I've never played it, which should be probably rectified before it goes the way of the Millhouses in January 2025. But would you say it is an engaging game that keeps you engaged for hours at an end, or is it just a novelty that you drop into for 5 minutes?
It can sort of depend. It's the kind of game where both options are viable. You can get super into it. They started making it easier and easier as more stuff got added as well to keep up with it, because there was a point in the early days where I stopped because I'd got to about 40 characters, and at that point you had to send everybody like individually and stuff.
Right.
So at that point it became like
A chore.
not as joyous.
You have to send each of your 40 characters on a mission before you can get round to the ones that you actually want to play.
Yeah, and it's sort of not really. It's good for Simpsons. I can see why it would work for Simpsons fans, but it's just the same format as all the other games of this type, where you are just world building, and the more you put into it, the more you get out, but also the more time it takes. As with anything, I assume.
No, that's not actually the rule. So are you saying that this is not a unique game which only exists in this format? There are other games that are essentially the same, but with different characters and buildings.
Yeah, I think a lot of mobile games follow this format. I don't think it originated this format, but a lot of online mobile games are basically this.
Okay.
You know, you'll start off with something small, like one building, and you can build
Farm
it
World.
into like a town. Yeah, like a town or a like winter survival place or a zombie survival place.
25 Days of Night.
Exactly. Or the Family Guy town.
Did they do a Family Guy Tapped Out?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Like 2 or 3 years later, and it was known. They had to make it different enough from the Tapped Out one that the only way they could do that was to make it more convoluted.
And work it worse, yeah.
Yeah. Tapped Out has the most basic version, the most easy to follow version of the format if you wanted to just get into it. But yeah, it's one of those where the tasks are like, like 8 real hours of real time. So you'll put them on and then go about your day, and then you can go back on it later on and claim all the rewards, etc.
I see. So you're letting it run in the background, and is that good to kind of watch? Is it good through the night to watch? Like, can you just put it on and then smoke a doobie?
You could, but it's more fun to play it. Like, and the more characters you've got, the more stuff there is to just keep doing. I never just sort of like moved around. The only time I did it was Praiseland, actually, where I just wanted to experience how it looked. But other than that, there's always something to do where you're not. But I do the most fun thing about it for me is everybody walking around, and that's what you'll see a lot of that in these clips where it is like characters just wandering around in the background, especially if they're on a task. Everybody has at least one animated task, which means you'll be able to see them doing it. They won't just disappear into a house to do it.
Okay.
So you can always have there'll be people roaming around town doing, like Sarah Wiggum could just be cutting Ralph's hair in the street, and then Ghost Maud might be around the next corner.
Drinking box wine.
Exactly. As you browse through your town. So a lot of fun if you get super into it and you like that kind of game.
Yeah.
Which I do.
And I think Stamp does a lot. I think that's he's gonna really mourn that when it shuts down in January. But look, we've unlocked the character of Snaggy, our dog. Snaggy, unlocked, wolf, XP 25, okay. Snaggy, yeah. I mean, I don't know where this... I guess this episode's based in Stamp's house, isn't it? So we're not really here anyway. So,
No, all of this is just in-game text that Stamp is reading.
brilliant, very meta. Clip 2, the Ghost Act. Marge holding a forever Springfield. Maude Flanders. Maude Flanders, it's so nice hovering. Marge Kaching hovering over Springfield, because that's what happens, right? They hover over. Maude Flanders, oh, it's so nice to see you, Maude. This time, eh? You don't look a minute older than the day that Homer killed you. What a funny universe. Maud says that's not how it works. Near me with 3 hours of flim flams, 13 ghosts. The ghosts are very angry at Homer, and I am the first.
There are
Maud
three ghosts.
There are 3 ghosts. There are 13 ghosts of flim flam. There are 3 ghosts. Maud, that's not how it works. There are 3 ghosts who are very angry at Homer. I am the first. Maud continues. We have raised an army of dead to haunt Springfield until Homer makes each one of us a sacrifice. Bart appears and says, what? Like giving up beer for 15 Earth minutes? Because he can't do that, the alcoholic. And she says, Maud says, that's what she says, I wish to possess Homer's body and spend one more day with my beloved Ned. Okay, says Homer, but ain't nobody taking my possessed body, right? And then they go to the Ghost in the Machine based app where make Maud possess Homer, which is a creepy thing to do. Make Maud then bang her husband Ned in the body of Homer, which I think is delightful. Make Homer get possessed by Maud. Isn't that the same thing? Make Ned spend time with possessed Homer. Time being the equivalent of a good old routing.
Exactly, it seems that way. This would be a fun little, maybe aside from the end part, a fun little Halloween special, Maud possessing Homer. Is a good route they never went down.
No, I like that idea. It was wonderful so we have to make Maud possess Homie, and then we only get the after effect in which a dreamy-eyed Ned is saying, it was wonderful, doodly-oodly, to spend time with you again, Maud, but don't you want to see Rod and Todd? The Quickie Mart is there. Cool places such as the Buddhist Temple of Springfield. And 3-hour plane Jan, please. Now that I've been away for them for a while, says Maud, they kind of creep me out, the narrator says. Oh, they are kind of weird, aren't they? And I say, lies. The goal is complete. Congratulations, you have completed the Ghost in the Machine based app. Part 5, collect you reward. Bottle of purple juice, 25, XP 10, collect.
Precisely. I do like that they never just drop a character in with no introductory tale as to why they've now arrived in Tapped Out Springfield.
Yeah.
Which again is a feat in itself when you're talking about 400 plus characters. Having to individually explain what they're doing here.
One after each other before you can play the game.
Yes. At your own cost. I like this one because it's following a natural progression to an extent, except for the last bit. This is probably what she would do. However, it doesn't really... We're not looking for sense in this episode in any semblance of the word, but why can't she just go and see Ned as a ghost? Is it because she has needs? Or is it just because she doesn't want to?
Oh, good lord.
She can see Homer as a ghost. And then, so it's Maud, then Frank Grimes, then I can't remember who the third one is. It's not one of the nice ghosts, though.
All right.
And then, once you've unlocked them, they're just yours. They will permanently exist within your town. So it's not like there was a time limit on this where Maud would vanish at the end of October. Like once a character is yours, it is yours.
Okay.
So that is a nice thing to have. You could delay that entire. You don't have to do those tasks either. You could just keep sending around the tasks you wanted to and ignore that. Make sure you would just get no further rewards.
No further rewards, Your Honor.
They sort of built a system after a while of like event play. So like Halloween would be. So the event is about these ghosts and tapping the ghosts, and the reward is that goo, that purple goo, instead of the regular reward. And then you have to, collect. The more goo you collect, the more prizes you get, etc. So you have to put more time into it.
Just like in real life.
Exactly, to an extent.
to an extent.
As of now, other than her saying the Rod and Todd thing, she is acting fairly accurately, I would say. There's nothing that she's putting down that I'm not buying.
No, I agree.
And at this time, it made a lot of sense for her to appear as a ghost, and I believe she is the first ghost. Because in a very similar way to the television show The Simpsons, Tapped Out probably thought it was going to last like 2 years, so they threw all of the characters they possibly could into it,
Yeah.
and then they started having to look into non-canon slash t-shirt slash ghosts, etc. So for maybe like the first 2-ish years, there was only Maude who was in it who had passed away. They kept it relatively, again, similar to the show, like relatively grounded for a long time. It was just how Springfield would be in the show. And then after a while, when they ran out of characters, it just became, every single character that's ever appeared can be
No
walking
dogs can
around.
talk.
So like Santa could walk past with Cthulhu, which is not regular Springfield, unfortunately.
NRS.
I also think we've only experienced our cousins' cousins have only experienced one character that has not appeared in any shape or form in Tapped Out.
Oh, let me think of that. It ain't Pinchy. It ain't Sideshow Raheem. It ain't Database. It ain't Santa. Oh, no, I don't know. Who could it be?
It is Barb
Of
because
course.
it's still kind of like late in the day edition, but at that point they were sort of doing every week there would be like a mini event when the episode came out, and a lot of times the prizes would be related to that episode. So it's not like it would have been, it's not like it was too late for Barb to show up at that point. So, still quite surprising. Also, Pinchy, Troy, I believe Troy has never appeared either. Lionel's been seen, I think, but, yes, Troy and Barb, and Pinchy can't play, but everyone else has been in some way, released as a playable character.
Indeed. So,
And that just on Maudie, but yeah, Troy and Lionel aren't in there because of the death of Phil Hartman. So he was retired. But then a lot of characters like Edna, Larry doesn't count because the actor didn't die, but there's people in there whose actors have passed away, but because they were already in Tapped Out, they have left them in the game. Like, so Edna is still just a part of your town. They never changed it to say like, oh, Edna's dead.
Do you think Edna is officially retired now from all media forever, or is there a chance that Edna, like Doris, could come back?
No, I think they've moved on from Edna because it's a very specific voice. I think if they were going to do that, they would have just recast her back in the day. They've moved on. They've had like a new teacher now for at least 4 years who's had like an episode or two where she's had a role. They've distinctly tried to make her not Edna-y as well, which makes her significantly less fun. She's kind of they're playing like the positive, emotion teacher as opposed to who Edna was.
But she's not in any of those friendship groups with any of the ladies, right?
No, not yet. Give her time.
Give her time. Hoover's in there, and she's got no discernible characteristics.
Exactly.
Let's put a second completely non-distinct teacher in the friendship group.
Let's do it.
So those have all been completed. I guess my question was, how many people do you think get up every day and go to work and then Tapped Out is their job?
At least 8.
Do you think there's 8 people who go to the Tapped Out offices every day and their job every day is to do something?
I actually don't know. I imagine they put a lot more into it 10 years ago, whereas it's probably self-generated after a while. You're only adding bits every month. You're not adding like big things in bulk.
This is from 10 years ago. Reddit speculation: 15 to 20 people, 4 to 5 writers, and then EA is EA, right? It's run by EA.
Yeah, there's definitely not 4 to 5 writers.
You reckon there were 30 people? And then there's somebody else said that assuming the average salary of 75K, which actually quite a lot, the game would have to be making $2.5 million a year to. But apparently, the only source of income for the game is people buying bucket loads of donuts at $70 each.
Yeah, it's not a money-making sort of game, which is good. They kept it where it's entirely playable without having to spend any money, which is good because it fits into that freemium game category where it's, it is free, but if you want to enhance things, you're going to have to spend real-life money.
Oh, yeah.
Which I may or may not have done at times in the past. But then also, as with all games, people figure out ways to cheat the system. So there was a sort of thing. I remember you used to be able to go onto Reddit and give somebody your username and password, and they would just log in and sort of hack it for you. And when you went back on, you had like unlimited donuts, and the donuts were like the premium. You would spend money to buy donuts to spend the donuts in game, so you could cut out the part where you had to spend money. And then they also, like a couple of years ago, they released this sort of like, this thing where you get more XP, etc.
Mm.
And people find a way to basically farm quickie mats. You can build them in like 30 seconds.
Oh,
And
quickie mart farming.
yes, so the XP is. Because I remember, I'm sure it was called like chem. I kept seeing a phrase called chem farming, and I didn't know what it meant for ages, and it just means quickie mart farming.
It's a beautiful phrase. That quickie mart farming is such a phrase that we need to abbreviate it.
Yes,
Bare
chem,
naked ladies, BNS, BNL.
exactly. Yes. So
Tapped Out, Simpsons Tapped Out, TSTO, simply known as Tapped Out, is a retired freemium licensed city building game. It has been translated into French, Turkish, Italian, and simplified Chinese and Peninsular Spanish and Brazilian Portuguese. It came out by the time it retires in January 2025. That means it will have been 13 years in the playing. And according to its own estimate, EA generated $130 million in revenue since the game's released. So that means it's made about $1 million a month. Yeah, so the guy who was like, well, they need to make $2.5 million. Like, it seems like from that estimates, they made way more than that.
yeah, I imagine they made a lot of that in the first 5 years of the 13, though. Again, much like the show, I think after a certain number of years, maybe like, because even I dropped out of this like 20. I haven't properly played it since like 2016, probably, because yeah, once you've got all the sort of characters you want and the buildings, and you've made your town look nice, you just sort of continuing to do it. So then they sort of kept adapting to things. Yeah, so I reckon they've got rid of it because the game for the last like at least 3 or 4 years has just been people who are already playing it, and they will not have been bringing anybody new in, and it will just be like completionist people or people who just got so into it that they played it for 13 years without stopping.
Non-stop, like stamp.
I would be if I had got back into it and was putting time and effort into my town, especially a lot of people who've spent actual money. I would be super annoyed because there isn't really a reason for them to get rid of it that I can see. If they wanted to just leave it so nothing else was like new. I don't really know. I don't know how apps work, but surely that wouldn't cost that much money to keep playing. But if they're not going to make anything out of it, I guess.
I just wondered if there was an emulator or somebody would bring one out. This game is life-ruiningly fun, is what it says over here. I know a person who would tell you all about that. So, something you've not mentioned is there is a story where there's a Happy Little Elves themed game on his MyPad at work, and Homer Simpson neglects his workstation, accidentally causing a meltdown at the power plant, leading to the complete destruction of Springfield. Left stranded, he is solely responsible for rebuilding Springfield and bringing back its town members. Homer is desperate to find other characters so he can get them to rebuild and he can get back to his elf game. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's how the game begins. So if you downloaded it now, which you're not allowed to, that is how it would begin. A little that clip will be on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
But it's just that happened. And so that was the initial concept, basically. That was the original concept that the town, the actual Springfield town is actually in show. You now have to rebuild you yourself, and then it just became much more like meta over time and self-aware that it was like a game and also not the real Springfield, because it couldn't be after a certain time because they were introducing things that only existed within Halloween episodes or things like that.
Aye. According to game runner and longtime Simpsons writer J. Stuart Burns, the game originally started as a labor of love, and you didn't expect much to happen after the game's release. And there are about 10 writers currently working on the game, including Matt Selman, Brian Kelly, and other people that we may or may not have come across. And shortly after the launch, it was pulled from the App Store because the EA servers were unable to cope with the demand and several serious glitches. but they managed to set it all back up, and the bug remained in the game before being patched. It is a shame that Electronic Arts had to choke the life out of that wonder with a massive, oppressive origin service, whatever that means.
Exactly. Whoever she is. Yeah, it's always been good, like freemium adjacent in that something that you have to pay for Cletus, but he's like 30 donuts, and you can earn that without spending any money or cheating relatively quickly.
Right.
So like sort of it worked on the prospect of mini goals. Like, oh, I'll have a play for this week, I'll be able to unlock like Cletus.
Oh, brilliant. If I do this mining obsidian for the next 18 hours, I'll be able to buy a gold tooth.
Exactly. And I think it utilized. I haven't played many or any other styles of this game other than the Family Guy one, which I gave up on after like probably an hour. But I would still say that it's probably the best version of this kind of game.
Well, Max Eddy from PC Mag says, a delicate line between miserable moneymaker and actual entertainment.
Yeah, I'd say that's fairly accurate.
And due to criticism, it satirized on the South Park episode, freemium isn't free, as exploitative and lacking in gameplay. And the game itself earlier lampooned this point during in-game conversation between two characters. And in season 25 of The Simpsons, Homer opens the game on his phone and is automatically charged $300, which sounds like a funny clip. Insert here.
Exactly. It seems like they also did a Futurama one.
Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 27, 28, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4. 34 games, of which Tapped Out seems to have been the 33rd to have been released.
Yeah, they haven't released a game. They've released one arcade game in the last, like 14 years.
But I think that arcade game is just an update to the very original Simpsons game that came out in 1981.
Precisely. So yeah, there's been nothing. It's been the closest to a game for people to get in terms of if they like newer characters in The Simpsons, such as Kamiko. It's the only place they're ever going to see them outside of the show. That's all I can really. That's the straw I can clutch at for this.
Exactly. No bongo. No episode. So we basically whittled down The Simpsons now to its very core of just the show. Interestingly enough, as people start to be saying that it's starting to get good again, or maybe they're not really saying.
Yeah, it's hit and miss. It will never capture
the Watch Dogs.
Exactly. It's never going to be what it was because the feeling isn't the same, but it can be fun to watch, especially if you have a podcast about it and you can look for clues.
It can never be Hex Induction Hour, but it could possibly be Are You Our Missing Winner?
Precisely. It's not just a bit of a slap.
Bart versus the Space Mutants. I'm going to say the name of a video game and you tell me you've ever played it. The Simpsons 1991 arcade game.
Yes.
Bart versus Space Mutants.
No.
Bart Simpson's Escape from Camp Deadly. I think I played Bart versus the Space Mutants, actually.
Nice. Nez. No.
Bart versus the World.
No.
Bart's House of Weirdness.
No.
Krusty's Fun House.
No.
Nathan's Mouth of Doofishness.
Exactly. Hannah's 5 Days in Tokyo.
Bart versus the Juggernauts.
No.
Bart's Nightmare.
No.
Bartman meets Radioactive Man.
No.
Bart and the Beanstalk.
No.
Virtual Bart.
No.
Itchy and Scratchy Miniature Golf Madness.
No, but I would like to.
The Itchy and Scratchy game.
No.
The Simpsons Cartoon Studio.
Yes. Many a time. That was my favourite 90s computer game. You can make your own episode to an extent.
Brilliant. Can we get a hold of some of them?
I think I meant mine from the 90s.
Yeah,
Unlikely.
yours. Yeah, those.
Skippity toss.
We'll have a look at some of those. Maybe that needs to come in part 2.
Indeed.
Where are we at? Let me continue this list.
Right.
The Itchy and Scratchy game, The Simpsons Cartoon Studio, Virtual Springfield.
Yes, and I also downloaded that a couple of weeks ago for my laptop just to see if there was anything like Easter eggy that I'd missed.
Yeah.
And it was so unplayable that I gave it up within like 5 minutes. It's awful. Like, you're just in terms of moving around and trying to do things.
Yeah. So you'd call it a second-rate Tapped Out.
Yes, both for it.
Virtual Springfield, The Simpsons Bowling.
No.
Night of the Living Treehouse of Horror.
Yes, I remember that one quite well. That's a good Game Boy Advance game that I had.
Beautiful. The Simpsons Wrestling.
Yes, I also played that recently. because I got hold of it for like £8, and I will stand. People say it's awful. I will stand by it being quite fun.
Did you play on the PlayStation or some sort of emulator?
Plus, I still have my PS2, and it plays PS1 games.
Beautiful.
Like-
Exactly.
Hold on to your hats, folks.
Simpsons Road Rage.
Yes, one of the best. Top 3. It is just Crazy Taxi, the game Crazy Taxi, where you pick people up and drop them off, and it's like timed, but it's unbelievably fun to play.
Nice. Simpsons Hit and Run.
Yes, number 1.
It does seem like the Simpsons. Did I miss Simpsons skateboarding? Yeah, because there's 2 road rages.
Yeah.
Is it the same road rage?
Yes, I believe so. It just got released for. Oh no, it's still like a Game Boy version, so it's the same game, but on sort of how they do Mario Kart for the
For the blind.
yeah for the DS as well as the blind.
Simpsons skateboarding. Simpsons
Yes,
skateboarding.
awful game.
How does it spell?
Truly terrible.
Simpsons Hit and Run.
Yes, best one.
I mean, surely they're calling it after one of the most heinous crimes out there is pushing it a little bit.
True. It is the Grand Theft Auto.
Okay.
Explains it slightly more.
The Simpsons game, again, the Simpsons game based on the movie, is it? No.
It's not based on the movie, but it came out roughly. It came out on the back of the movie. The movie was like July 2007. I remember that one the most, and also a great fun game. That's the only game in which there is an open world element to it after you finish it, but only on the PS3 version, and I do not own one of those. So there is still, I've never done that, which would be a lot of fun to explore an open world Springfield.
Open world Springfield? You don't consider Tapped Out really to be open world?
I do, but I like the first person element, or like Tapped Out is like, aerial view of the whole town, whereas Simpsons game, it's not, it's still like third person, you still see the character, but you're like up close and you can walk around and stuff, whereas Tapped Out you are just, as if you were looking at a bird's eye mode, if you will.
I see. What about, we move into mobile games at this point, Minutes to Meltdown?
No, these are too early for me to have had a phone that worked this well.
Itchy and Scratchy Land?
No.
Yeah, 2007, that's quite early to be playing games on your phone, I guess. Maybe not. I wonder what that's like.
That seems super early to me.
BlackBerry only.
Exactly. BBM.
Java
Video
game.
creator?
Let's see what she looks like.
Create without
Java
limits.
What's going on there? Pig causes disaster. All right.
That's not too bad for 2007.
No, he's walking around doing stuff. It looks pretty cool. It looks retro.
Officer Lewis here. I look into this game.
Yeah, it looks
Just
pretty
guess.
cool. Minutes to Meltdown. I just like that name. Last train to London. Itchy and Scratchy Land.
No.
The Simpsons Arcade, iOS version.
No.
Tapped Out.
No.
The Simpsons
Joke.
Arcade.
What a joke.
Now
no.
we will list all of the other video game franchises, such as Animal Crossing, Altered Beast, Age of Empires, Beat Hazard, Bobby Carrot, Crazy Taxi, The Conker, Dino Crisis 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Precisely, Dragon Slayer versus Union Jack.
Exactly. So that brings us, that means that we basically we finished that clip now. And that's allowed us to unlock, of course, Toots My Goods. I'm doing the voice. Chuckles, Mary Lloyd, Polo Umblies, hee hee, Toots My Goods, hee hee hee, Toots My Goods, Polo Umblies, the cutest
Barry
little
Lloyd.
Polo this side of Barry the Laugh.
Yes, one of our top tier voiceover friends.
Yes, he will do the voice. XP25, okay.
Precisely.
Yeah. Clip 3, not enough moral fiber. Clip 3, not enough moral fiber. What's going on, says Homer Simpson, and who's that fat guy lying on the pavement who looks a lot like me, but obviously isn't me because I'm transparent and hovering over him. It is you, you massive bonehead. Ha ha ha. Joe, GR doesn't even know he's a ghost. That's you, Homer. You've had a heart attack because you're causing your spirit to leave your body. I love how these tapped out look, I say. Got a really good shot there of some mountains and crusty land and the Quickie Mart, 17 Quickie Marts and Moe's.
All farmed for wealth.
Oh, do you make money from the quickie marts? Is that why? Like, who needs the quickie mart? If you don't mind me asking.
Not me. It's something to do with. It's all about XP. I can't remember why specifically, but I think maybe you could convert it to donuts or cash. Oh
I
yeah, sorry,
see.
no, you would after you reached level like 700 or something like that, because you'd level up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
It would instead of there was no more levels, basically you reached the highest level, so every time you leveled up you would receive a gift, like a run. It was either one, two, or three donuts that you would get as this
Okay.
gift, and there was like an XP machine that would like triple the amount of XP you got off stuff. And
Hmm.
the XP you got from the quickie mart was quite high, and it only took like you could leave. I think they were like half an hour, so you could just build like yeah, like 100 of them, and a half an hour later reap all the XP and then delete them. Whereas most of the buildings would take like 4 to 8 hours to complete. But if you farmed quickie mart, chem farming,
It is not. Yeah, answers the chem simulator for players who are level 939. Chem farming. What is a chem farm? I want to see an example of a Simpsons. There's a whole table here. It is deep into the chem farming kind of subculture of how many chem farms you need to build per day to get. So 25 chems built at the same time 5 times a day will net you 250,000 XP points, which would cost you $450,000 if you were to buy them. So
I think it's just
is it loophole or a scam or is it all legit?
it's a loophole, I think, that people found. Like there was things that like the XP thing they introduced much later. So there's things that they've not introduced at the same time that they didn't realize would work together, I don't think.
Yeah.
There's also I can't remember what there's something like oh, it's like a rat truck you could do it because I used to do it with a rat truck because
Didn't we
it
all
was
used to do it with a rat trap?
like a rat trap truck because it was less X it was less XP than the quickie marts, but you could just build them straight away. So you could just build a row of like 200 rat trucks and then delete all them and get
I know a man who would like to see 200 rat trucks in a row.
there you go.
There we go.
There's your quickie mart farm.
So, if you might already know by the thumbnail, but I'm doing another chem farm. I'm so sorry, it's been a while.
Don't worry about it, Board Plays. A mere 2 years ago, this Board Plays was still farming, doing chem farmings and chemtrails. And
Farming
I
chems
I
till
tried to
22.
what's that?
Farming chems till 22.
I tried to persuade the boy a few years ago when he was into Minecraft farming that would be a great podcast or a Twitch cast to just do, a Minecraft like pumpkin farming. He went through this phase where he just had like just thousands and thousands of kind of Minecraft pumpkin farms, and he would spend several hours a day like watering and taking care of these Minecraft pumpkin farms. Like they were floating in the sky. You'd build like an island floating in the sky, essentially, that had 3 layers of pumpkin farms, just thousands of pumpkins in all directions, and just kind of like just gently going through row after row of pumpkins. And I was trying to push him that would be a great podcast, but he did not bite.
Yeah, that's basically should have done as well because that's basically what people do these days.
Oh yeah, it was
I found this to be too much time to consume, whereas the rat trucks you got much less of them, but you could just do them all straight away.
That is going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching.
I just rat trap truck farming work. This is a rabbit hole that we've been waiting for many years to fall down. Rat trap delivery truck is a non-premium decoration released to the level 47 update for level 19.
It something to do with it being like giving off like an extortionate amount of XP. See if you can find a picture.
This is just farming lots of donuts. I don't know if it is specifically farming with rat trap trucks. Oh, good lord.
GT farming.
Very funny.
There's a lot offer here. That is a big part
Yes.
of
Ah,
donut farming. It makes it miles easier.
This
You've
is
got a
how
better
I used to
boost.
play Tapped Out. This is how
And
I
yeah, that's
would
partly
get
why I'm doing it again today, just to see how much difference the boost.
They also brought in God
This is
after a while.
pretty insane, to be honest. And I've got, oh my
Pretty
days, I
insane,
think I
indeed.
might have 1 billion cash. Hang on, wait.
are
2,000 cash.
these vans are not filled with dead rats, are they?
Rat traps, I believe.
Not used though.
Not that I
And
can,
yeah, to
not
be
that I'm
honest,
aware of.
I've got a hasn't lost the donuts. Part of the video was 62 donuts after we used the. I'm really, really pleased.
Ah, it's
So
beautiful.
there we go. So that is sadly going to bring me to
That
the
is
end of
like,
this video for
because then you
today.
would sell them
But yeah,
and you
we'll
would
get
get
back
like
to doing some more donut farming
75%
in the
of your
future.
money back.
And yeah,
So you
also
can
do
just
stick
keep
around because
doing
the
it until you
design
run out of money.
competition that's coming up tomorrow.
Oh,
Just
what?
do
Hold on,
check
you
that
got 75% of your money back, but it gives you loads of XP, right? So that was why you would do it.
Yeah, so you would, and also, yeah, they brought God into it at some point with like a 24-hour task, but the financial reward was like $777,000
Right.
as opposed to which was like 6 or 7 times more than anybody else. So you could earn a lot of money on it every day as well if you had God. So
Okay.
you could essentially chem farm once a week if you were savvy. And yeah,
A savvy tap tutor could chem farm once a week using the God loophole.
yes.
It's a sentence I never expected to be saying, but I'm
Oh,
glad
that's
that I
right.
did.
A savvy tap Buddha could camp farm once a week using the God loophole on the camp farm with the farmers like me. A savvy tap Buddha could camp farm once a week using the God loophole. A rat trap works just as well for camp farmers like me. A savvy tap Buddha could camp farm once a week using the God loophole on the camp farm with them farmers like me. A savvy tap Buddha could camp farm once a week using the God loophole. A rat trap works just as well for camp farmers like me. A savvy tap Buddha could camp farm once a week using the God loophole on the camp farm with them farmers like me. A savvy tap Buddha could camp farm once a week using the God loophole. A rat trap works just as well for camp farmers like me.
Happy Zoot.
Feel the Weight by T-Move. Exactly. Do you want to watch Squid Game? Or do you want to do it
Aye.
later?
Aye, let's watch it now.
Hello, I am Minjin Chol Poncho. Gradually Poncho is my Satin. Let's just begin, shall we? No fanfare here. Probably. I am Minjin Chol Poncho. 101 contestants wake up in a huge maroon chamber located somewhere inside the MFIMDB1. There is confusion, and to a certain but not as great amount, delay. I am channeling Sir Topham Poncho, aka the Minjin Controller. And also chaos, as they realize there are no doors. This is the room that came to be, Ascension Room, not too dissimilar from that room in Harry Potter that can warp and give you stuff. But here it is going to warp into Squid Game stuff.
The AC/DC Camp Angus, Young, Bon Scott, Ryan Johnson, Simon Wright, Phil Rudd, George Young, Dave Evans, Colin Burgess, Malcolm Young, Little Stevie Young, Cliff Williams, Chris Slade, the Trans-Siberian Orchestra Camp Al Petrelli, Jen Sella, Alex Spaulding, Paul O'Neill, Angus Clark, Chris Caffrey, George Napolitano, the Glee Camp Amber Riley, Jesselyn Gilsick, Heather Morris, Jayla Mays, Leah Michelle, Jane Lynch, Kevin McHale, Dot Marie Jones, Matthew Morrissey, Diana Agron, Jenna Ushka Fitz,
all of you at some point in the 4-year Maude story have filed anti-copyright claims. For this, you must play the Squid Games. From 101, only one can leave as the untouchable anti-sponsor. The rest of you will simply perish, or be sent home if their tests to dark with the sponsor race fans. We will give you 1 hour to compose yourselves, then you must join us in the MFIMDB Gardens for Game 1. Red Maude, Green Sarah Wiggum. The competitors have composed themselves for the most part. I'm sure some of them are having meltdowns, but there's 101 of them, so we'll start getting to know them as people when we thinned out the cannon fodder. Let's say Doc Marie Jones, Cliff Beggs, and Paul Rudd by mistake are sharding themselves. It is time for round 1. Red Maude, Green Sarah Wiggum. In this round, it's the same as in Squid Game. Run for IT.
Go tell it on the mountain.
Oops, stop. Unfortunately, Heather Morris and Amber Riley from Glee tripped into each other, causing a kind of ripple effect that also knocked over Colin Burgess from AC/DC and Rachel Gitter of the Boston Pops Orchestra. Also on the field, Ron McKernan was shaking like a sheeting dog. The Maude statue fires t-shirts at them all, knocking them to their demises. She turns again. She turns back.
Go tell it on the mountain.
Glenn McClellan from Ween didn't stop in time. Andrew Weiss, also of Ween, Ralph Henninger seemingly of the law firm Henninger and Henninger, and Georgia Napolitano of the Trans-Iberian Orchestra suffered similar fates. Mark Hoppus from Blink-182 tries to hold cartoon misogynist Cerebus up but drops him, resulting in movement from both. The sound of their demises shocks Kathy Basserick from Boston Pops into screaming and tripping, knocking down Bob Weir from the Grateful Dead and Phil Rudd from AC/DC. Also, Pa Spice of Spice World fame sneezes and it makes famed Motown icon Frank Wilson jump out of his skin. She turns back.
Go tell it on the mountain.
The panicked crowd begin to hurtle towards the finish line. Jenna Ushkovitz of Glee is first to make it across safely, more begin to follow. This seems almost too easy. Guess what? Water. Maude-shaped holes in the ceiling open and water begins to flood in, knocking everyone sixpence for shite. A few moments pass as more slip and slide over the finish line, including Claude Coleman Jr. from Ween and RuPaul from that sponsor race. The Maude statue turns.
Go tell it on the mountain.
Lost composer amongst other things Michael Giacchino, AC/DC's Simon Wright, The Grateful Dead's Bruce Hornsby and Chris Caffery of the Trans-Siberian Orchestra are all caught slipping and sliding. Only Bon Scott AC/DC, Dave Drywhite's Ween, Jama Mays Glee, Juncella Trans-Siberian, wife of Dave Brubeck aka Brubeck wife, Brent McDylan Grateful Dead and Ian Maxstone Maude murderer Graham are left. More water floods in, the statue begins to turn.
Go tell it on the mountain.
Jayama dives over the line to safety. McDylan follows, shoving Bon Scott out the way. Juncella can't find her footing. Dave Drywhites turns back to help her. Ian M. Graham is grasping onto Brubeck wife. He can use his energy to hurl her over the line or to propel himself forward using her, but no time for both. The Maude statue turns. There are for more shots. Only one more has made it over the line. And Minjin Chul Poncho.
Player 3, Amber Riley Glee. Player 6, Bon Scott AC/DC. Player Hoyte, Michael Giacchino Gus. Player 11, Rebecca Get the Boss Pops. Player 4, Sir Dave, Drywhite Swing. Player 90, Bob Weir, Grateful Dead. Player 24, Simon Wright AC/DC. Player 27, Mark Hoppus, Blink-182. Player 29, Grateful Dead, player 61, Phil Rudd, AC/DC, player 68, Ian Maxstone, Graham Simpson. Player 70, Colin Burgess, AC/DC, player 70, Colin Burgess, AC/DC, player 70, Drew Ron McKernan, Grateful Dead, player 70, Drew Ron McKernan, Grateful Dead, player 77, for Spice Girl, player 84, Glenn McClellan, Wing, player 88, Kathy Bassra, Boss, player 93, Chris Caffrey, TSO. Player 95, Rob Henninger, and Henninger, player 19, Void Napolitano, TSO.
Have been full on fucking killed. Now the room has transformed back into the bunk bedroom. 76 of you are still in the race game. Only one can survive / not have to leave until the end. See you next time. No luck from us, no omen from us, and absolutely under no circumstances will we be taking you to the moon. I have been Min Jin Chul Poncho, and I will not apologize for my excessive wealth and flair. Have a shite night, pal.
Minchinjel Poncho.
I believe it's Minjin Chul.
Also, goodbye Pigpen. Goodbye Bruce Hornsby. And goodbye IMG and Posh Beckham wife.
Exactly. Brubeck wife made it.
Brubeck made it. Pigpen is a classic Grateful Dead guy, but he wasn't in the best of shape at the best of times, and he's been dead for 50 odd years.
Yes, that will really hold up the contestants. Presumably, you never know.
Shall we continue? Is that video is going to go at this point in the episode, right?
Possibly. Might get moved around, but maybe. It's here as a freemium. It was part of an ad to get Stamp some extra donuts.
It worked. Shut up, Stamp.
Good.
So let's get back on with the content. So we're in the middle of Tapped Out, and Homer Simpson is saying, "Oh yeah, if I'm just a spirit, how can you talk to me?" And floating ghost Maude says, "Because I'm a spirit too. You killed me, Homer. Don't you remember? I kill a lot of people. Frank Grimes, Sherry Barry Bobbins, that trucker ate too much steak. It gets hard to keep track. And if you're not careful, soon you'll kill yourself," said Maude menacingly. The narrator says, "Dark." Narrator says, "Dank, dark." Oh, okay. I guess he's not dead. "Woo," says Jar. "You mean I get a second chance? Woohoo. There were still so many things on Earth I never got a chance to eat." "No, Homer. That's why I appeared to you. You need to mend your gluttonous ways." This is not in character at all. And then I've said it makes no Maude sense as she turns into the evil Maude ghost and shouts, "The next time you'll binge, it'll be grave for you, the grave." Wow, I love that there are two Maude ghosts.
I also love that, as anybody would. I don't know what this one is. This isn't from her debut. This is a task that came later where they just decided to include Maude as the character central to the task, which is, again, strange. They've done it 3 times from the looks of things. This being the second, I think. I might just be talking out of my Maude, though, because I don't know.
Is it a Halloween task?
No, I can't remember what it is. I think also that she's a bit of a strange one, because
Not
I think
a
I said
strange one.
No, just a bit of one. Last time, I think I said she comes with like the gypsy fortune teller shop, but then they would bring her back. Say if you miss characters, they would bring them back for people to catch up on. So I think every Halloween they would re-release Maude for people who were simply Maudeless in Tapped Out.
I repeat.
And this, I can't remember. I don't really know how it works when you get, because they then stopped having her with the fortune teller shop. It was just Maude on her own.
Okay.
And also the fortune teller shop on its own. So I don't know how they reintroduced Maude. If you didn't get her the first time round, this might be that, but I'm not sure.
Do they pay that much attention to the narrative to have had to reintroduce Maude in some specific way rather than her just popping up?
Possibly just because they have to, because when you get a character, they have a story, as we've discussed before with Sam and Larry and Cthulhu, etc. Our cousins, Chem Farms. Chem farming. I've been using that phrase in my head a lot this week.
Chem Farms are us.
Tappy's out. Chem farming. That's what I should have done. I should have put Chem Farms in brackets.
Still Chem.
Oh, that'll be the end song. Yeah, so I don't know if either that or this is just a completely independent task. But this says you can tell just from the actual layout of the picture that it's not Halloween because it's not all green and spooky.
Oh yeah.
So this must be a later time. And yeah, they've just doubled down on which they've only ever done the once in show.
Mm.
Even when they had her be a scary ghost a second time with that Bart dream.
Yeah.
They've doubled down here on her anytime she needs to make a point. Turning into super angry ghost mode, which makes sense if you want to get shit done.
Yeah.
But it's just strange that she's never done it again in show. That is her 24-hour task, by the way. They have Anne to turn into big spooky ghost mode.
All right.
And it's an animated one, so you get to see the little transformation and everything, which is
that pops up later. I think we see that happen, right?
Nice. Next week.
Freaks are jar freaky indeed, says narrator. He's okay again. Goal complete. Congratulations. You completed the Not Enough Moral Fiber Part 1. Collect your reward, $100 XP10. What is this goal, I ask?
Yes, it's just a simple goal to complete, as is each scenario within Tapped Out. Everything comes with some kind of reward. Usually 5 parts in like a task, each one consisting of you sending someone to do something for a bit.
Oh yeah.
So like, yeah, you say you get Maude now, you would have 5 things to do in a row with Maude, and then she would just be part of your town, unless they bring you back for like things like this, where they would. But say if you didn't have Maude in your town, this would still appear. You just wouldn't be able to send Maude on that part of the task if she was. It would sort of be optional. It tends to be that Homer Simpson gets the most to do.
Really?
And then there's like a selection of like 15 characters that are basically almost certain everybody will have because you get them early on.
Right.
So they all basically get everything to do just to cover, all bases. So it's unoften that people get to do much. So for more to even get a second story. And yeah, I do agree though that it's not something Maude would care about. She just has to here because they needed something for her to do. But she would not come back as a Christmas future ghost to warn. She did come back as a future Christmas ghost, but not a Christmas future ghost to warn Homer of his misdoings. The only way this would benefit her if she was certain Homer would get into heaven if he died, and that is not something she wants to deal with.
No. So there's that, but it's unlikely. I don't know. Other than purely plot, I can't give her any reason for being there.
And Tapped Out as well with the expansions and stuff. Currently, like if you've got everybody, you'll have Maude, God, Jesus, Saint Peter. So essentially, heaven is a place on earth and a half pipe till they paved it and put up a parking lot.
Is a place where nothing ever happens.
Nobody knows your name. Yeah, that's it. So she's basically like heaven is
half pipe.
May well exist within the wells of Twin Peaks. No, Tapped Out.
Tapped out. That is out.
And that is all.
That is out.
That's all she wrote.
So that brings us, we've unlocked it in our narrative, in our meta narrative. Stamp is playing the game, isn't he?
I have unlocked Beef Skeleton, who I can't remember if I've ever met him before, but he said I've got to run off to a pub lunch task at 1 o'clock, XP 25. He's got his bloody hands in his pockets, that skeleton. It's good design, isn't it?
Yeah, he's ready for a lunch. He's dressed like Larry.
Oh, is that right?
He's dressed like Larry with a Sam hat, I believe was the prompt.
He's got a 90s body with an 80s head.
Exactly. Too much of a sweet.
Clip 4. Same. Whatever it was 20 minutes ago, we said that. Yeah. So Homer's now floating non-ghost, and he says, but Maude is the worst ghost of them all because she's making...
Sorry, I couldn't hold it in.
But Maude is the worst ghost of them all because she is making me watch what I eat. Maybe I can get Flanders to reason with her. After all, there's no one a woman is more likely to listen to than her recently remarried ex-husband. Very good. Oh, diddly doodly, the neighborina says stupid, sexy, animated Flanders. And Homer says, I need your help. I'm stupid. And I'm very stupid, man. And our Maude is haunting me, and I need your help to get her off my bleeding back. You're good at driving her away. Remember that one time when you drove her away from the world by killing her? Dank. Actually, Homer, that was you. Matter of fact, tapped out, I say. Yeah, right. Why do they keep forgetting that? Yes, Jar, why?
I would like to, before we go any further, give a shout out to the guy who makes these videos. because it's been a constant. Anytime I've needed tapped out content, I've seemed to have drifted back to his, and he's sort of become a part of the world itself now for tapped out content.
Very nice. Does he have a name?
I'm sure he does. I will find it out and probably write a song about him.
Put it on the screen. Anonymous Kep Farmer.
Exactly. Chem28. Chempoop17.
Chem666.
Exactly.
His name is Casey Loves Gaming. My name is gradually Poncho. My cousin is doing what?
Yeah, Tapped Out, I can't really tell. I think it's just a one and done thing in terms of scripts. I don't think there's any time to go back over and check if things are funny. And I understand as well. I get it. What's the point, really? Like, somebody's going to read it on a screen. Most likely as well, just skip over it. So why bother? It only needs to be mild. You're not really in Tapped Out for... It's a mixed bag. You're in it for the tapping. It's nice that there's storylines going on and stuff. It keeps it...
I'm in it for the tapping, not the oot.
Exactly. Keeps the thrills. Stay for the tapped, come for the oot. But it's nice that the stories happen. So I'd say that is technically enough. It doesn't need to be. It would be bad if it was funnier than the show.
Oh, yeah. Are you suggesting that there's a form of entertainment where the people just slap some shit together and don't bother editing it or working on it for humor levels?
Yes. Or cutting it down in any way whatsoever. What have you done today to make you Sarah Wiggum?
Ed Sheeran? Oh yeah, Tappy Zoot.
Exactly. Yeah, it's within the actual story and what's going on with Maude. It's this is how he would approach it. I think he would go straight to Ned in show as well and be like, deal with this. She's your problem. Get her off my back.
I think so.
He also didn't kill that list of people he killed when he said about Frank Grimes is probably the closest, and that he drove him to electrocution. But he still didn't do it. No. And Sherry Bobbins just died whilst Homer was in the shot. He didn't even, his back was turned. And the other guy, the trucker guy, you just watched him die because he was not in like a dark Dr. Hibbert's brother way.
just standing at the side, eating his own steak slowly while watching this man choke to death.
Yeah, he ate so much steak that he died.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah, it was in an episode. It's like season 9 or something. Where they go to like an all-you-can. It's like one of those like belly buster challenges,
right?
And Homer goes up against a guy called Red and loses, but then they realise that he's eaten so much that he's died.
Red's dead.
So it doesn't constitute as a Homer killing somebody. So he's only really got Grimy and Maude, who never teamed up, surprisingly.
Yeah, neither of them like him, right?
Yeah, you'd think that would be a common enemy kind of situation, but no, she did it solo, and the time that Grimy did it in a Halloween special, I believe he did it with Bob.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
In a cold open.
So you've unlocked another one, Stamp. Who have you got there?
Oh, I've unlocked Madge. Take a Turnbull. She's like Wednesday off The Simpsons. I mean, the Addams Family. Oh, she says, Maude, broccoli called. It wants his hair back. Because her head looks like broccoli. Oh, it's tickled me, that.
Exactly. And she's doing a Lady Gaga TikTok dance.
Aye, brilliant. Clip 5, the Maude and the Maude Sheen. We are into industrial era, SWAT team era, Springfield, and Ghost Maude says, it's nice to have another ghost around the place. Finally, I can have a conversation that doesn't end with the other person running away, screaming oot.
Exactly, that wouldn't be me.
And she's talking to Homer Simpson's dead mother. Thanks, Maude. In life, we probably wouldn't have gotten along, but in death, well, cheggers can't be boozers. Oh, me mother. I got you, babe, on TV. I got you, babe, on TV. Oh, yeah, while I was writing this, I got you was being sung on TV.
Nice.
That's the spirit, says Maudie Ghost. Oh, my first ghost pun. You really bring out my naughty nooty side. Mona says, maybe you should show me help me out a bit. Show me the gallows rope, so to speak. Of course, says Maud. That will be fun. Just like Rush Week at the convent. No, what is that? Narrator says, covent, not convent. The Maud in the... He caught himself. The Maud in the Machine, Part 1. Make Maudie teach Mona about being a ghost. 0/1, do it.
Do it now. Yeah. This is one of the strangest Maud storylines across any media, and it's one of those rare times as well where she's been specifically chosen for something as opposed to
post-apocalyptic vampire hunter.
Yes, but well, she's been chosen because she fit the bill of the only character that they could use. As opposed to having like a handful of people that they could have used.
Oh yeah.
She is basically the only other female deceased character at this point that if they wanted to do like a girls' day out thing with Mona and another female ghost, which is evidently what they're pushing for here. That's basically the only choice they have. So I think it would have been Edna might still be alive at this point. I don't know when this comes in the timeline of Tapped Out, but there wasn't really anybody else of use, and I like that this is kind of developing her as well in a weird way outside of Flanders stuff. Like she's one of those other rare times as well where she's been chosen not because she is a Flanders, like the Investorettes, Yakuza stuff. It's Maud as a person talking about things like, oh, this is like Rush Week at the convent, and actively choosing to hang out with the mother of the person who killed her. Not only the person that she dislikes, and she's not brought it up, she's letting it slide. She's given Mona a chance as her own person.
Rush Week, sorority recruitment. When a university undergraduate woman joins a sorority. It is a procedure that includes a number of themed rounds.
It is a cold open that includes a number of themed rounds, isn't it?
It is indeed. Writes itself, doesn't it?
It does. Season 13. We'll never stop the podcast.
Whatever.
Come back to that.
Well, we've...
Do you have anything to say about the content?
About the content of this, about the fact that it is essentially what I would describe as filler.
The whole thing's filler, the whole game, but that's its charm in a way.
It's Charmers, Super Nintendo Charmers. I like the fact that Ghost Mod is having a chat with Green Ghost Mod is having a chat with non-Green Ghost Alma's mum, but beyond that, he didn't really. I was like, oh, you bring out my naughty side? I don't know. Maybe there's something there. Maybe there is an odd couple. But Mona just seems like an absolute nothing of a character, considering she's supposed to be kind of like a master criminal on the run. She doesn't seem to have any defining traits whatsoever. Also, the mother of one of the wackiest, stupidest characters in TV history. She seems she's terrible as a character.
Yeah, she's super normal. I wouldn't say terrible. She's super normal. Outside of that first appearance, I've liked all the episodes post-death because they've just kind of modded Mona now, where she's been dead since like season 16 or something, but she's appeared more times now since death than when she was alive.
Okay.
But yeah, she's absolutely, and I don't know if that's supposed to be a thing, and maybe it was just because of that wholesome episode where it all kicked off, where she comes back and she's the hippie and stuff. But yeah, she's just consistently super nice and wise and put together. So maybe that's the junk.
That's awful. That's not the junk.
And she's in an episode within the next couple of weeks as well.
Not my junk.
Not my Mona. Yeah, that's about it. The only time in show this has been seen in the same vicinity, I believe, is twice. Once in the post office that we covered in the Maude 208s.
Yeah.
And then when Ned and Homer get hit by cars and go to heaven. And
she's up there.
Yeah, we've seen the Ned bit where like Maude and Edna are holding that sign saying Homer really, and then that goes on. That scene just goes on to be about
forever.
Mona and Homer. Momo.
Boo.
Sponsored Momo.
But look, Stamp, you've unlocked yet another character.
Indeed.
Oh, I've got Black Phillip off the Vivitch. Brilliant. It was a scary film, that. What's he saying?
He's saying, wouldst thou like a task involving a taste of butter? Yes, please.
A pretty good.
Very good. Very good indeed. Good 5.
His main task would be to live deliciously. 8 hours.
He's already living deliciously. Surely his task would be to get everyone else to live deliciously in return for their soul.
True, but if he doesn't have a task in which he lives deliciously, then he technically wouldn't be living deliciously.
Oh, I see. So it's a meta-delicious task.
Yeah, it's like a vicious cycle.
Very good. It's like when Michael J. Fox invented himself.
Precisely. Reinventing Michael J. Fox with Rodney McLeod.
Chickason to the moon. Survive. The etc. in the etc. How do you deal with it, Maud? Says Mona, like floating over a graveyard and shit with a giant pumpkin. It seems that all the living want to do these days is talk to the dead. Is that at the end of Tapland, I say? Is there an end of Tapland?
Yes, you can continue to purchase squares of grass, though.
Right.
So, like, that's just where this person is. Maybe he's bought it, or there is a limit. So that's what the edge of town looks like, basically, once you have, got all the available space.
Reached the very end of Tapland.
Precisely.
Have you ever been to the end of Tapland?
Oh, yes.
All right.
I was a very prominent tapper at one time. A VPT.
What happens if you go beyond the end of Tapland?
I think you end up in that Family Guy game. You just keep scrolling and then it's the end.
Tell me about it. Is there a heaven, a hell? It's a different character. Is Mona? Who's she talking to? Oh, Maud.
She is talking to Maud. Spoilers.
Tell me about it. Maud doesn't look very happy. Tell me about it. Is there a heaven, a hell? Which religion is right? What does the face of God look like? 2 heavens, 3 hells, Zoroastrian, and glasses with a mustache. None of which makes sense. Maud been in heaven a long time, and she knows what God looks like.
Yeah, I thought Maud here was quoting, like, they're whinging about what people do when the living get in touch with them.
All right.
So that's Maud being like, oh, is there a heaven? But then Mona answers, which is confusing. So maybe that's the answer that she gives to. Maybe they're both riffing here.
Yeah,
they're both doing a little bit of a skit.
It's banter, isn't it?
Yes. And before I forget this point, there's been like 4 Maud tasks overall in the space of like 15 years or whatever.
Yeah.
One of them, the first one was called like the Maud in the Machine, and then one of them is also called the Ghost in the Machine.
The Ghost in the Maud Sheen.
Exactly. Which it's not called that.
The Ghost in the Charlie Sheen Maud.
Precisely. The Maud and the Charlie Sheen.
Brackets Maud.
Machine.
And then you get home, and you get home, and it's even. Narrator struggles with Zoroastrian Mercury. Freddie Mercury was a Zoroastrian.
I see.
How you say it. And then Maudie says, and then you get home, and it's even more questions via Ouija board, the T9 texting of the afterlife.
Boo.
Ooh. My only respite is hanging out with Abe. Although I wish we could do something more than make pottery. Ghost reference, I say.
Precisely. Even that. He never liked Abe.
No.
They went together. So I don't think she would, in death, be hanging out with him. It's just, again, like straw clutching. It would have made more sense if she said Homer, but then it would have led into... Even the tapped out people would have said no, because the mention of Homer will, get Maud's back up. So that's why they've not done it, but it just doesn't make any sense. They didn't reconcile... In later life, they didn't reconcile or anything. She just left. She just left Abe and like her 5-year-old son for 20 to 30 years. Came back like 3 times, died, and then they started milking it like she was Mum of the Year.
I don't think she was ever Mum of the Year.
No. So this is silly, to be honest.
I hope someone lost a finger.
Exactly. Blunder.
A woman of much importance, part 3. Make Grandpa run his car into the garage. Higgledy 400 M0/12 donut. Make Mona complain about the living 0/1. Do it.
Do it now. See, even this, like, for example, this Grandpa will have been available from an early stage.
Oh, yeah.
And Mona, this is Mona's task, so you have to have unlocked Mona for this to even happen.
Right.
So I believe that's why Maud doesn't also have a task here, just in case people didn't have Maud.
Right.
So it's sort of like she's one of 2 main characters in this quest scenario, but when it comes to sending people on tasks, she is not.
She's an MPG. Is that what they're called?
NPC, NPM. Yeah, that's it. She isn't allowed to do anything involved in the actual task. She just catches up with Mona in between scenarios.
Boo.
Indeed.
The main thing to keep in mind, says Maud, is if you ever hear who you going to call it, run for it. It's Ghostbusters ref.
It is. Have you seen the movie Ghostbusters?
No, but I've seen Ghostbusters 2, and I've also seen Filmation's
Roadbusters.
The Ghostbusters cartoon show, and I've
Yes.
seen Roadbusters Afterlife 2, Electric Rudderloo, and the real Ghost Roadbusters Electric Boogaloo 2 cartoon.
Exactly. Which one is Frosty Roadbusters? Is that number 2?
Frosty the Roadbusters.
Exactly. Deep in the gulf.
Very
Paul
silly.
Rudd's currently stuck in our sentient room by accident
Is he?
because there was. Yeah, he's one of the Squid Game competitors
I
because
know.
of Phil Rudd.
Oh, is
So
it?
Paul Rudd is in there by accident.
Oh my goodness. Did Cerebus also launch a copyright claim against us, or is he just in there for being a misogynist?
The second, I needed to round it up to 101, like the Dalmatians,
Yeah.
and
Did
so
you
I
put a
just went.
Dalmatian in there?
No, I should have done, but I just
Uh-huh.
went for sponsors who were unlikable, and then also La Befana for some reason.
Yeah, what was Bifana doing in there? She'll probably win it in the end, won't she, with her magic?
Yeah, I think
Where's...
we may have been copyright claimed on the song.
Oh, it was,
I think
wasn't it?
Befana is both a sponsor and an anti-sponsor.
Oh my goodness. Is she going to be able to use her magic and stuff to get like
No,
no, all right.
no,
And vacuum.
no substitutions.
Maud continues, and vacuums and dustbusters are not your friend. What about Roombas? I said I want a Roomba. And oh no, that's what they say in the game. And then Maud says they're fine as long as they don't tip over. Which doesn't make a lot of sense, to be honest. Goal complete. Congratulations. You completed the Maud and the Maud Sheen, Kaching, Charlie Sheen brackets. Part 1. Collect your electric Vindaloo. Electric
Vin Diesel.
Electric Vin Diesel bracket Rud. You collect your reward, your reward $100 XP10 collect.
Precisely.
So Maud, do you ever regret all those churches you spent on Sunday? No, big question, says Mona. I don't know. Do you regret all those Sundays you spent sinning and trying to overthrow our good Christian government? Hey, we ended up in the same place. You can't act all holier roller than thou unless I can find a way who still be holier than thou. Boo, the Maud and the Maud Sheen part 2. Make Maud build a church in heaven. Makes no sense. 0/1, do it.
No, this is like when Mr. Echo built a church on the island when they'd been trapped for like 60 days. You should still be trying to get home.
Well, but it's also like, why would you build a church in heaven? It's literally the place that people who go to church like dream of going to.
Exactly. If anything, it's like a big super church.
It's like building a McDonald's drive-thru inside a hamburger.
Exactly. Inside a cow. It's baffling. It's what you would call ironic comedy in a sense. The irony being that it's not funny. I do like this is the closest to regular Maud though.
Okay.
Is that really annoying?
Is it pigeon?
No, just a continuous beep. I don't think it's going to show up on the air.
Do you remember in COVID times when you had birds outside your window?
Yeah, it was constant, wasn't it? No, it never happens.
Where did all the COVID birds go?
They got COVID.
Well, they
are. Now they are Novid. No, they're just not as comfortable because people took back over. The birds were forced back into
the sky.
Eventual war. But this is the most Maudie because she is sticking up for herself, and I also don't think she would regret all the church stuff because it made her Maud, even though it clearly appears that you didn't have to do all that to get into heaven.
No, in fact, you didn't really need anything. You could be an absolute rotter and have a single episode where you're not a rotter and you're in heaven.
Exactly. And you could also not be good other than for a single episode and then get to heaven, like Larry.
Indeed.
Etc. Not that Larry deserved to go to hell, but there should be some sort of third place for middle ground people.
He should be punished in some way.
Yeah, some kind of like soul weighing or something.
Yeah, purgatory, limbo. We went there.
A limbo, if you will. Oh yeah, we were there. That's why it's on my mind. We were there recently, and it was funnier than this. We've been to hell, and it was funnier than this.
Done and dusted in-game text. We've successfully unpacked Maude Flanders as the ghostly queen of Tapped Out. Time for a victory donut.
Sure, let's celebrate. And by celebrate, I mean never talk about this game again.
Never talk about it again. I wish. I'll be tapping these fools through donut purgatory till I'm 90.
Interesting. The word I pretended to forget came up within the next line. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say about that content.
No.
It's At least she's being judgy, and also, yeah, by building a church in heaven, she's probably got judging rights. Is more than like getting the teacher an apple,
There's an
building God
irony.
a church, and also, yeah, things. She's not physically building it; it's heaven, so she's just sort of thinking it.
The church of the mind, isn't it? Church of the poison mind. She's
Yeah.
being judgy, you're right. So that's the best thing about that she's kind of casting her judgment on Mona. But yes, it's a bit shallow, this tapped out stuff, if I have to be honest.
Yeah, it's the opposite of slim pickings. It's like
Fat
vague.
pickings.
Yeah, there's so many characters that it's so saturated that anybody can basically do anything because they just need to get through it. It doesn't have to in any way stick to what the character. That's how you end up with stuff like everything we've seen basically within Tapped Out from our cousins have seen from the characters they've looked at has essentially contradicted what that character does in the show, like Sarah Wiggum being an alcoholic or Kashmir going to law school, etc., etc.
Yeah.
It's either done that or it has just completely created something entirely new for that person because they didn't have any semblance, like the Sam and Larry like pyramid scheme stuff, because they had nothing to go off in show. So yeah, the opposite of slim pickings. So Maude basically they probably just got a wall with like character names and 3 bullet points, like dead, religious, ones at the bottom.
That's way more than they would have had. Simply dead and religious is as far as they would have got.
Yeah, true. Probably not even 3 bullet points, 2. So that's what Maude's 2 were, I imagine.
That's what Maude's were. Maude's 2.
Imagine Larry's were just barfly and then unknown.
Bar/fly. Fresh out.
Yes. Not friends with Sam.
Simpsons writer clutching at straws.
Exactly. I don't see any straws. That's just a picture of me.
Metaphorical straws. Here we go. So Maude, build a church in heaven, chat with Ned, wander the halls, teach children there's no heaven. The hell does that?
Yeah, it's again all over the place. Even the tasks don't correlate because she lives in heaven. That's just based again. They'll build entire tasks that are permanent around one line in show. So I'm assuming it's the one where it's the future and old Ned is married to Maude's ghost and she says there is no heaven. It's just an empty void.
Oh yeah, that's dark, isn't it?
Yeah, that's all I can think for this because every other time it's been established that she is in heaven.
Yeah. Well, I know it doesn't make sense, but I love it. And here we've got Natalie Balloon Robotico. Hey, like she's saying, XP25. But she's no dog.
Exactly, hey, like her.
Auditorium greenhouse unlocked. Ficus plant shop unlocked. Oh, brilliant. Done and dusted. We've successfully unpacked Maude Flanders as the ghostly queen of Tapped Out. Time for a victory donut.
Sure, let's celebrate. And by celebrate, I mean never talk about this game again.
We've already done that.
Never talk about it again. I'll be bloody tapping these fools through bloody donut purgatory till I'm 90, which is in 3 weeks.
Oh yeah. You love it, Stamp. Giggle. I'm the dragon. Admit it, Brendan and Nathan did the content.
They did the content, all right. They put the tent in content, if you know what I mean. Not all they did, they do the silence for 5 minutes, but it says, Bart, do bonus shite.
My son is also named Fort.
Time for some bonus shite. What have we got? Chat with Ned, wander the halls.
These are all her tasks, main tasks within the game.
Yeah, we just said the top 3 or 4. This person has done some. Get revenge on Homer. Play in the ceiling fan. Look on the bright side of death. Attend church. Haunt Springfield.
Yeah, 2 strange ones. Only 2 visual tasks, which is quite irritating because one of them you have to also have Homer available to do. But Homer is essentially needed to do every single thing in the game.
When he's not on screen, everyone should be asking 10% Restified.
Precisely. So, like, every time there's an event, you will send people to, like, basically, like, build up, like, oh, this is a car event, so you have to send, like, these 8 specific characters to go and earn, like, tyres.
Right.
And the more tyres you get, the more prizes you get.
Chems.
So there's always an event on, and Homer is always needed for those events. So you basically just wasting your own time if you send Homer to do this Maude thing. So all she can really do is haunt Springfield, which is the big spooky ghost, which is cool.
Yeah.
But I would have very much liked Chat with Ned to be a visual thing as well. That would have been nice.
I shudder to think what conversation they would have had. Oh, your head looks like broccoli. Oh, he does. Do you remember when Homer killed you? Yes. Oh, I farted. Oh,
No, I'm listening to some Bon Scott.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Playing the ceiling fan, I don't understand.
I guess that's
Like,
what
is that
ghosts kind of do. Did she not do a bit where she was up in the like fan in the ceiling, like kind of like around it? Was that not something?
no? I've not heard of this trope. I can't think of any examples of a ghost doing that.
What is Spy on Kids? What's that all about?
There's some things that everybody can do if you get certain buildings or events. So there's one
And
that's like
Spy on Kids is one of them.
apparently so. It must be
Everyone.
related. It must be related to something task-wise. Because there's one like go to Mo's as well, and I'm sure you can send her there, which makes no sense as well.
No. Well, she did go to watch Aerosmith, remember?
Precisely, but that was in life. She's learned better now. And then sometimes you'll just get things that are only for that task that you're doing, and they're never animated. You just get sent to a house. So
All right.
building a heaven church and teach Mona about being a ghost, and probably spy on kids are all examples of that thing that I just said.
Are they real kids or spy kids?
Both spy on spy kids.
Spy on Spy Kids with Danny Trejo.
Precisely.
Danny Machete
Yeah.
Trejo.
I will look into the spy on kids thing and get Groggly to explain it here, or probably a song.
Probably a song.
I'm Groggly Pancho. We couldn't find what we were looking for. Probably refers to something in season 18, episode 26.
Whoa, look, we got the animation where cutie normal ghosty Maude transforms into evil Maude. She does that in the show though, right? There's the episode where she comes in as nice Maude and then she changes, right?
Yes. This is her most famous moment, I would say, so it makes sense that this is the one that they went for.
As a ghost.
As a ghost, yeah, famous ghost moment.
Hmm.
You see that Halloween costume as well of the girl dressed as Maude with like the cartoon t-shirts coming off her with like fishing wire.
Maybe I think so. I don't remember it.
In a word, phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
So that was the only other thing they would have gone for, and that would have been a live Maude anyway.
Oh yeah, I repeat.
So yeah, I'd like to see, maybe I'll be able to slow down a version, but I'd like to see the full transformation in effect within Tapped Out, because there's some good mid-transition images of it in the show, of her being like really like withered, you know, in between, like trying to match the two together.
I've got a feeling that I tried that. I've got a feeling, Gary Lineker. I was watching the final dish or whatever it's called. I probably said this last time as well, and it's Kat Deely and Gary Lineker, the guest judges for where they have to cook an English food.
Excellent. I did not see that. Or hear about that.
I believe the in between I tried, and I think maybe there was only one, and it didn't hook me so much. But maybe there's something I ain't seeing.
It's possible that there isn't one as well, that it just goes from one to the other because it's so small that it's not notable.
So bonus material here, we've got Ned watering the Maude statue. We've got the Maude statue with what looks like shite all over her. We've got Maude standing next to Rod, not Todd. We've got two versions of the ghost, and then three different facial expressions from Ghosty Maude, like neutral, happy, a bit miffed, and a little bit worried.
Yes, I like all of these possibly more than the content we've looked at.
Oh yeah, great. And then we got another picture. This is my favorite one. You got a picture of Maude with a t-shirt cannon about to shoot Homer. That's brilliant.
Yes, it is. That's the task that requires Homer also, and they do it outside of the Gypsy fortune teller shop.
Right.
So not for any real reason other than that's how Maude first came into the game.
Okay.
So that was the building she was sort of associated with.
For no
the
reason.
Praiseland. Please go on. What did you say?
For no reason.
I said Bombolisa. Bombolisa, right?
Mr. Doubleina, Mr. Bob Doubleina.
Exactly. The Praiseland statue was released like a couple of years after Maude as well. Like I remember that being like an Easter thing.
Ooh.
And they released Praiseland. They made it so you could make Praiseland. It came with Rachel Jordan instead of a live Maude.
Yes, you mentioned that earlier in this very episode.
Exactly. And you can keep building the walls for it, which is something like normally if you get special walls or stuff like that, you just get a limited amount and that's it. You get what you've got. But with Praiseland, you could generate walls every like 4 hours. So you could essentially, I just was building up on walls when I stopped playing Tapped Out because if I'd kept the same town instead of like destroying it like 3 times and having to rebuild the entire thing, I'd probably have kept it up for a lot longer. But I destroyed it all thinking I wanted to rebuild it. and there was just so much stuff that I just got disinterested almost immediately. And then I started trying to make just the entire city Praiseland.
Nice. How did that go?
Not bad. I was just in the process of getting walls.
So when we do our final 3 hour long, the day before Tapped Out dies, what do you think would be?
That's her name. Ka-chink.
What do you think would be like the best things to do during that time?
For us,
yeah, for the show, because it's just going to be like 3 hours of you live playing Twitch or whatever it's called. Tapped Out.
Oh yes.
Tapped Out.
I am not sure. I think I should.
I'm sorry. Please continue.
We'll figure it out, but I think we should just set it up where I'm recording me playing it, and you can just watch me playing it and we can just talk over it.
You can have a chat like banter like they do on Twitch.
Like what I do.
Yeah, exactly. What's going on with this shite all over the Maude statue?
She's glowing, so you could, if you tapped it like twice, it would have like a little heavenly like beam would come down for a second.
Wait, what? If you do what did you say? Sorry.
If you tap it out. Exactly, Bo Abbey. And yeah, that's it it was the only time they'd ever sort of gone back to a Maude thing after bringing her into it, other than the Mona thing.
Yeah.
They went back and did some alive Praiseland Maude stuff, but yeah, still did not give her a character skin to be alive or a ghost.
That's too bad.
It is too bad. It's 3 bad.
It's 4 bad. Fool me 6 times, shame on you.
Exactly. 5 bad. Have you unlocked Stamp?
Oh, bloody hell, we forgot here. Nile Balloon Mermanticore. When do we unlock Ravinja Dejaja? When do we unlock Danny Treasure? Brilliant. Nile Balloon Mermanticore.
I like Niall's character arc.
Yeah, I don't know at what point he became a merman. I think Chatbot might have decided it.
A merman I would be, 1983.
Precisely. Where were you when Niall became a Mermanticore? I feel like because I just needed someone to defend the sea, and out of the selection of Salt Circle people that we had, it picked Niall. I feel bad for Pants, because Pants basically like beef's a skeleton that sort of transcends life. Natalie is a robot sometimes. Niall's a mermaid, and Pants just has one lobster claw.
But he also lives on the moon.
He does. He can get directly to and from the moon
on his bike.
Oh, look, you've unlocked him as well.
He's got a space bike, basically. He's got a. Oh look!
Oh bloody hell! Look, to the moon. I would like to take you away. To the moon. Mucho thank you. Fans Umblis XP25. Okay. All these sponsors are done with Canteen.
Oh, I've unlocked all the Canteen bundle.
Oh my goodness! Who have you got there, Zaz?
You have unlocked James Martin, Celebrity Chef.
Happy he's out.
And his opening.
James Martin, Celebrity Chef, Tango Man.
My goal isn't to excite the palate, it's to calm it, to create a curry so remarkable it becomes a baseline for all my tastes, because in blandness we find unity.
We should have the man who tells off what's her name when she says that he should put some cheese on his whatever. You know what I mean?
We should.
Holly, what's her name, right? You know that clip, right?
Say it again.
Holly, what's her name? Off This Morning suggests to a chef that he should put cheese on it. And he's very angry with her. He's the good one. Should bring him back.
If my grandma was a bike. I can't remember what he says.
It's brilliant.
It is. Just type in Gino bike.
Do you know? If it had like ham in it, it's closer.
Oh, no.
It's closer to a British carbonara.
Oh no!
It is. No, that's true.
Oh well, so I'm glad you're standing there.
Do you agree?
Yeah.
But you know what I mean.
If my grandmother had wheels, she would have been a bike. You know what?
Schofield's lost it. Schofield back in good books now after he went to that island, or is he still in trouble?
Oh, I think he's just gone. I think he's just stayed on the island.
Oh, but I don't know what you're talking about anyway. But anyway, Colin C. Cottage Cheese, Nacho Flanders style. That's cool, creamy, and oh so dreamy. Never seen that character before, but I like it a lot.
I believe it seems to just be a mascot for the cottage cheese cafe that exists within the museum.
I like that there's a cottage cheese. There's a cottage cheese restaurant, cottage cheese cafe.
I believe there always has been, and there
I
always will
think
be.
so. Is it next to the it's next to the closed down curry annex, right?
Precisely. We thought she always would be.
Porridge Baxter, Squawk. Where is that Molly Baxter tribute album?
Oh yes, it is in the ether somewhere.
Very good. And Cat and Onion, we didn't become
bits of premium characters. We became total premium characters. You've already said that once, cheeky bastard.
restaurant, complex unlocked, curry annex unlocked, cucumbers with cottage cheese, Uncle Stam's beans and porridge unlocked. Oh yeah, that's great. Those are all great. Love this tapped out art. How did you make it do tapped out?
I simply asked for it to be the Simpsons tapped out style, as opposed to just the Simpsons style.
Brilliant. In-game text.
Oh, it's vivacious, isn't it? I was looking for that picture of the cottage cheese factory. Darling, look at this masterpiece. We're taking the Maudecast to the moon, literally. Now, let's talk lighting. Every observatory needs a disco ball.
Oh, disco ball. Oh, we'll never be seeing stars with that nonsense. Oh, but it would cheers you up. I'll polish myself off.
Main hall is ready.
Like Louis C.K.
Exactly. Main hall is ready, citoyen. You are watching. Now, onward. Improve efficiency by 4.6% for the glory of the people.
Oh, the French peasant, right? Yeah.
Gosh, no need for frills. Just slap some beige on walls. Keep things snappy, you know.
These two wouldn't know pizzazz if it hit him in the face with a gushy glitter cannon.
You know, there is a glitter cannon upgrade you can buy for 15 donuts, Stamp.
Is that true?
No, I mean
50 donuts. I've only got 2 left. You try to starve your old man.
Darling, forget beige. Glamour waits for no one. Let's take this plain hall and turn it into a palace of fabulousness.
Oh, fabulousness isn't free, vivacious, but aye, let's do it.
Oh, here we go, more bloody tapping. More donuts, more stamp cash. Bring on the glitter corpses, you know what I mean? It's ridiculous, it's flashy, it's right nonsical, and I think... I fucking love it.
See, Stamp, you're a Maudecast legend now.
I've unlocked Crank Chad Chuff, and he's saying, face off, like the John Travolta film.
Pound Bakery unlocked. Don't look in our freezers. Wigan Art Museum unlocked. Does not exist. Wigan cannot have an art museum. Wigan Park unlocked.
Wigan does have an art museum in Worsley Mines.
New character unlocked. Crank Chad Chuff, Wigan's Poet Laureate, rest in peace, along with the Wigan Art Museum in Wesley Mesnes, near the gazebo. Who the heck is this niggle?
It's Crank Chad Chuff, Stamp, the zesty poet from Wigan. Give his shoe a little rub, inside joke if you're from Wigan.
Oh, is he the fella? Is he the fella in the park?
He is now. I think that might be Barry Wigan, actually. Task started. Built Wigan Art Museum in Worsley Mains Park near Gazebo. Estimated time insta build. Build. Behold, the Wigan Art Museum where poetry meets abstraction and zest takes flight. Art is not a thing, it is the dance of the soul. Who wants to hear my new poem about Wigan's finest pigeon?
I'd love to hear the poem about Wigan's finest pigeon if you don't very much mind Crank Chad Chuff, you bastard.
Oh, noble pigeon of Wigan town, with feathers grey like a soot dappled crown. You strut so proud, a legend untold, a working class hero with wings of pure gold. By River Duggy, near the old canal's side, you perch like a king brimming with pride. Not for you, the lofty cuckoo of Dove, coo of the dove, lofty cuckoo. Please welcome to the stage, lofty cuckoo. Yours is the grit of the city's tough love. Oh, how you soar past the lattice grand ground. Your flight is a freedom, your cuckoo with a profound. Through the market stalls where pies steam and gleam. You dive on past Twitch steam. You dive on past ships, living every bird's dream. In the cobbled streets where history lingers, you peck at the crumbs with delicate fingers. Well, talons, but let's keep the poetry clear. This is an ode to a pigeon, not Shakespeare. You were there in the mills when the loom spun loud, a sentinel of Wigan standing unbowed. The workers would nod, their caps tipped to you, their spirits unlifted by your steadfast cuckoo. When the clock tower strikes and the brass band plays, you waddle to rhythm, come what may. On match days, you glide with the crowd's roaring cheer, a mascot of sorts with no interfere. Your diet's diverse, it must be said, from Greg's sausage rolls to the crumbs of white bread. You sampled the pasties, the mushy peoples, and dodged every toddler around with wet food tools. Oh pigeon, with your... Oh, pigeon, oh pigeon with your one gimpy leg. You've battled through life, never needing to beg. A survivor of storms of cats and stray shoes. Your resilience shines in its front page news. And what of your rivals, the sparrows and crows, who envy your charm, your charisma, your pose? They mimic your strut but can never compete, for Wigan's finest pigeon is truly elite. At night when to the moon hangs low in the sky, and Wigan pier glimmers a light in your eye, you perch by the bins, your throne for the night, a pigeon of purpose, a bird of great meat. So here's to you, Wigan's feathered knight, our humble champion, our gimpy-legged flight. May your legacy live, your legacy expand, a pigeon immortal in Wigan's pride land. Fly on, dear friend, through the rain and the mist. You're not just a bird, you're Wigan's folk forest. A cuckoo for the ages, a flutter divine. Oh, Wigan's finest pigeon, forever you shine.
Have you got a second part? maybe we'll leave that for next time.
Maybe it'll get sung.
What in tarnation? A poem about a pigeon? You're as mad as a bag of frogs, and that's the truth. Spoilers. Crankbait, this ain't the Louvre, but you're lovely.
Alright, that's enough of that. Let's look at some tapped out art.
Let's do it. Let me just nip for a wee.
Aye.
Play a song.
We chatney.
Ode to Wigan's Finest Pigeon, Part 2. Beneath the shadow of the stand, where crowds roar and cheer, you watch with a knowing, half-mocking leer. While fans wave their scarves, your head bobs with grace, as if you're the manager leading the chase. Through the streets of Wigan, when the rain pours down, you strut through the puddles, unfazed by the town. Your feathers sleek, glistening in the light, as you navigate the chaos, taking flight. Oh, how you glide through the town's busy square, a swirl of gray against the chill morning air. You dance with the pigeons from across the lane, exchanging sharp glances, then cooing in vain. Your beady-eyed gaze, with a wisdom untold, speaks a place of story, days growing old. You've lived through the changes, growth and the fall, from the mill's smoky days to the post-industrial sprawl. In the pubs of Wigan, where locals now drink, you've been there, perched high, with time to think. As glasses clink and laughter spills free, you absorb it all, your head cocked with glee. And when the trains hum down the railway track, you fly past the station without looking back. A fleeting moment, a flash in the sky, while the commuters, oblivious, rush on by. You've seen it all, dear pigeon, in your lofty domain. From the rise of the mills to the times of the rain, you've perched on the rooftop, a king without crown, a silent observer of Wigan's great town. In the early hours, when the streets lie in hush, you're still wide awake, a gentle rush. The town, like you, may be sleepy and slow, but you're ever alert, letting the world flow. And what of the children, the laughing young lads, who toss you a crisp or a few soggy tads? They call you a friend, a companion so wide, and you tilt your head with a look in your eye. For in their hearts you're more than just bird. You're a symbol of Wigan, a figure absurd, a pigeon with a past, with stories to share. Spirit of Wigan, fresh morning air. So, let us raise our voices, a toast to you now. The finest of pigeons, you'll always show how, through the trials of life and the winds that may blow, you stand tall and steady through rain or through snow. With every flap of your wings, you remind us to strive, to be strong and resilient, to feel more alive. So fly on, Wigan pigeon, our eternal friend. Your tale will be told, never to end. For your place in this town, in the hearts of the bold, is a legend, a story that's never grown old. You are Wigan's finest, and forever you'll be a bird of great honor, a symbol of the free. Oh, Wigan's finest pigeon, so proud and so true, we salute you forever, feathers of blue. May your wings never tire, your journey never cease, for in the heart of this town, you are a master. Ode to Wigan's finest pigeon, Part 3. Through the crisp morning fog, you rise from your roost, a figure of purpose never confused. With a flutter of wings and a graceful swoop, you conquer the sky in a majestic loop. You glide over terraced houses, their chimneys aglow, where the smoke meets the sky in a thick, gentle flow. The people below, so busy, so lost, but to you, Wigan's finest, they're but a mere cost. You've seen the pubs open, then close with a cheer. You've witnessed the town through each passing year. From the laughter of youth to the sighs of the old, Wigan's finest pigeon, you've watched it unfold. In the market square, when the sun starts to dip, you fly in the dusk with a well-timed flip. Past the fruit stalls and fishmongers' crates, you chase the shadows and dance with the fate. Oh, how you've watched the seasons unfold, through the winter's chill, summers so bold. While others retreat from the cold, darkened sky, you flap your wings high as the daylight dies. The locals all know you, they nod with respect, a pigeon of virtue, one never to neglect. From the butcher's front door to the baker's warm shop, you're a living reminder that Wigan's on top. When the rain taps the windows and the winds start to howl, perch in the raft cool and not foul. As the world rages on with its storms and its strife, you remain steady, symbol of life. For you, dear pigeon, Pigeon aren't just a bird. You're the heart of Wigan in a world often absurd. You've withstood the chaos, the changes, the strife, a creature of grace, an enduring life. At times, you sit still by the old market with a contemplative look on your stoic face. For Wigan's finest pigeon knows the truth, that in the simplest moment, there lies the proof. You've been through it all, the highs and the lows, from the mill's rise to the football's heroic throw. A proud bird, stand with your feathers unbowed, Wigan's own king in your invisible crown.
I just want to hear more and more if it's possible, Crank, but...
Actually, Stamp, this is not a good use of anyone's time. Have a sit down over there, Krang. Let's talk about some tapped out art. Now, some of these, there's a lot of great tapped out art, but a lot of it's straight from the show itself. But there is a little bit of non-game based tapped out art. But here I can see a Bulldozosaurus from the Halloween event 2014. Seems to be the best.
It is a good one. I believe I owned this in game. I am not sure. It must be a reference to the show at some point, but I couldn't tell you where.
It looks a lot like a Cartoon Network.
Like a Flintstone.
No, like real parents, Ed, and Eddie.
Oh yeah, it does look like that Real Monsters monster.
That's the one.
But also it reminds me of a Futurama character, naturally. I was less enthused with characters like this because I simply don't know them. It's fun to look at.
Fun to look
but
at,
also,
fun to hold.
Exactly. But they would bring some into it where you couldn't give them tasks, they just sort of wandered around your town, and that irritated me as well. I believe this was one of those.
This is nonsense. But another into the tree stash into the Simpsons verse event. What's going on here?
I think this is later than me. It's later than my playage of the game. But I know there was a Halloween special where the tree came alive, or all of the trees actually, and took revenge. So I'm guessing he is possibly part of that thing.
Is he simply a tapped out character? According to the Wiki Simpsons, he only exists in tapped out, which kudos.
Oh no, there you go. He was in the terrible Game of Thrones episode.
I see. I like it though. I like that character a lot because my name in the show is Treebeards O'Shaughnessy.
Exactly.
Here is a kind of a horror one. We got that. That's Poe, Edgar Allan Poe. I don't know. That's Howard Lovecraft over there. I think
it would make sense given the arms. But yeah, this again, I don't remember this one, but I like this one a lot more.
Yeah.
It seems they would put quite a lot of effort into the loading screens, which is nice.
Is that something that a non-player would see that would kind of hook them in, or is it just...
Yes, that would be the sort of the advertisement for Tapped Out for like that month or so. So like, say you owned the game when you opened it, this would come on and like the little app icon would change, but also any adverts pertaining to it that you would see.
Yeah, that's intriguing. Both of these things would make me interested. The tree stash and the horror one.
Yeah, it stopped after like a year or two. They realised if they wanted to carry on, they were going to have to stop trying to make it seem like just a regular Springfield that you were trying to build. It was going to be like this big mega Springfield of everything and every reference. So you can have, on one street there might be Cthulhu, on the next it might be the ghost of Shakespeare, on the next it might be Sarah Wiggum drinking some boxed wine.
What would you say the most obscure tapped out characters are?
I would ask Chatbot, but I think there's that many now that like 443 characters you can get.
No,
scratch would be a knot. I think there's way more than 443 actually.
Yeah.
There's some there's some super weird ones that like there's one in there that's Dr. Hibbert's nephew and he's only ever been in Tapped Out. But I think it gets to the point where there's I don't think anybody would be able to name everybody. I don't think exactly. You won't be able to get a Simpsons fan out there that could name all of the available Tapped Out characters.
That's a challenge for you out there, listeners. Fear of a Clown 2024. Fears of a Clown.
Exactly, again. Unfamiliar, but nice. I like the consistency that the logo image will always have the player's finger. And
is that what that is?
Yeah, there's a whole like concept of having like a sky finger within that town, and that sort of replaced the idea of God for them.
Is that ever dealt with in the in-game?
Yes, It's all very meta.
Okay.
They sort of again become fairly aware after a while that they're in again, like how like realist real.
This is 2024. This one though. They're still putting the effort right up until the doors were closed.
Basically, I think they've got a Christmas event on now, possibly, and it's the last thing. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's already stopped. But yeah, this has got to be one of the lasts. But if you were to simply look at the prizes available from that event, you would see how stretched thin they probably are at this point for new material.
Stockdale for Veep.
Look at that Bart. Look at that 90s Ullman Bart.
This is an actual someone's made this. It's not from Tapped Out, but it is also, I think, AI. Almost.
Someone. Oh.
Yeah, was it you? Did you make it?
No, I just assumed you had made it. But it is definitely AI.
I didn't make it, no. I made this.
How does it smell?
That's just Neil Young. Was Neil Young ever in The Simpsons?
No, I don't believe so.
I really like this one. This is like the corpse of Radioactive Man. It's almost like the new Deadpool and Wolverine movie.
It is, isn't it? Like Big Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is again like they would go into tangents for events. So there's a couple of Radioactive Man events, and I think this is something. It's like a film set one. So it's not. They have all the Radioactive Man stuff going on.
Yeah.
But then you also have the idea of a Radioactive Man film.
Okay.
At a different time in Tapped Out. So I remember this being like, because you can change it from being like the Radioactive Man can be like from normal to how he looks there, like completely battered. And there was like 4 different like varieties of it that you could like flick through.
Thank the Lord.
Tapped Out, this is the thing, it's provided nothing but joy. It is a feat that has not been captured by anybody else.
Brilliant. Well, I like that. It was all good. And then, a couple more, 6 more. And apparently this is at Disneyland in America Town. And they got a tapped out board. I'm not sure if it relates to anything in the Simpsons part of Universal Studios.
No, it's probably just as an advertisement. And I remember that event. That was sort of like a superhero-y thing where you would get skins. I don't mind stuff like that as well, where they would bring in costumes for characters you already had.
Right.
And the costume would have like, its own set of tasks. So that kind of kept things interesting. I also like that Dr. Colossus is on that poster because he doesn't get enough screen time.
Over here at the back, are we going to do a Colossus cast?
It is a must at some point.
Yes. A couple more. Just this is I think somebody has changed that a little bit and done a couple of them. What's that?
What's happening? I don't know what's going on.
They've taken the characters from the Simpsons Tapped Out and they seem to put South Park and what's this one called? You know what I mean, right? Normal show.
Yeah.
Normal show. No.
Is it the Gumball?
Gumball, in it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's an odd one. I like it though. I like that somebody has taken some creative liberties as to who else they would like to see in the game, such as, Santa from South Park. Popeye, possibly at the back, but with a big beard. And then in the second one, I believe, Yosemite Sam. Looking sad.
Brilliant.
Or Yosemite, depending on how you want to say it.
And then there was a Wickler one.
There was, that doesn't surprise me. There were also quite a few popsicle stick people. So I know you could get a disco stew,
of course,
like ice cream stick man.
Yeah.
But no mod.
Was there?
Yeah,
there was a mod popsicle stick man in the show, though, right?
Yeah, we looked at that one.
100 years ago.
That for some reason Tapped Out only released, I think, Stu, Patty, and Selma.
Still time.
There is still time. Yeah, I don't know what this is from, episode wise or Tapped Out wise, but I know that it's a wick or something.
There is.
But I like it.
I like it a lot. Flanders house unlocked.
Oh, bloody hell. New character unlocked. Maude Flanders, the lady of the house, is finally here. Eyes widen as I lean closer to the screen. Wait, Maude Flanders? She's alive in this game? What the heck? TF is Edna Crandbull, she says. I've been calling her Crandbull.
Exactly, Red Bull. Yep, Maud's back. Stamp.
In pog form.
She's ready to share her wisdom, exactly. And something about thoughts with you. And some serious inner thoughts with you. This is big. She's about to share Stamp. Maude Flanders is about to get real.
Oh, we got time for a diary?
Indeed, I forgot.
About this. Dear Diary, today I was called out of heaven where I tend to do most of my 24-hour tasks because Homer's mum has rocked up having died at some point, and even though she's not spoke to me for like the entire time that she's been here, all of a sudden she wants me to teach her all about how to be a ghost. which I think is a bit like you're already a ghost. You died. Like I don't know what do you mean teach you? Are you doing it? You're doing it right now, Mona. So I don't really know what you want from me. But I went along with it, and we had some very mild riffing between us about the perils of being a ghost. And I also believe that I said Rod and Todd were creepy, and I would like to go on record now, Dari, and say that I regret this statement. I simply don't. I think I was just in the heat of the moment, and I only find Rod creepy. Todd is lovely. It's just the little weird sugar boy that I don't like. No, I'm just kidding. I love both of my sons very much. And as for Neddy, well, given that I can just seemingly float around town, the only problem is when I'm floating around town, none of us are allowed to talk to each other. We simply just walk past each other until we are given something to do by our own free will. Or is it, do not mistake coincidence for fate, said Mona. And I said, okay, I won't. And then we all went to Moe's and had a drink with Larry Big Fish. It feels different here. Dari. It feels like I have less control over what I do, and I can only do like 9 things, as opposed to in show. I mean, the other place where I can do like 12 things. So, everything seems a bit strange today. The tone seems a bit more, like, visually fleshed out as well. I feel like, because I'm a ghost, I can fly up high, get a better Maud's eye view of the town and where shit is, essentially. I'm going to go and hang out in Helen's ceiling fan now. 3 more hangouts and she's going to have a complete breakdown because she's a bitch. Goodbye. Because she's a bitch. Goodbye.
Brilliant. It's good to know that Tapped Out Maude feels very much the same way as regular Maude. She's a different Maude though, right?
I think it's like that thing where she's a different Maude, but she doesn't know she's a different Maude.
Or she thinks she's the same Maude.
Yeah, she thinks she's Maude Alpha, but she is simply, she's like...
Maude Omega.
Yes, or whatever E is. Maude Elephant.
Exactly. Oh my goodness. I've unlocked Diane's Sharpie Sharp Eye. I have seeds stuck in my teeth and also all of my skin, because I'm a watermelon. And Jeffrey Apple, my old boss, my old mucker. You'll be hearing from my Space Jesus, Jeff Apple clone, Messiah lawyer. Boys. Is that you, John? No, just hold up. She's just read her own diary in the game. That's deep. It's a lot of text. I didn't expect Maud to start throwing around questions about the meaning of life and what she thought about her kids and shit.
Maud's got layers, Stamp, Onion, Shrek. She's not just Ned's wife, she's a philosopher, a thinker, a diary writer.
I'm blown away. I repeat, Maud's been holding all this in tucked away in a little green dress and her Sunday school smiles. Maude Flanders, Maude like Maude the Mind Bender. I thought I was tapping. Oh, I've been playing this too long. I'm going woozy. I was just tapping on some silly kids game to kill the time, but now I'm questioning my whole existence, Charles Munsley. I don't even know what to say. But I tell you one thing, this bag full of Socrates dust and a dog that's shaped like a wizard is doing my bloody head in, kid. I'm not sleeping on Maud no more.
Oh look, Stamp, another new character.
Moldovan Fox unlocked. Oh, it says the Roswolf. In-game text. Task unlocked. Send Brendan and Nathan to finish with a song. Well, Nathan, that's it. The big finale. What song shall we sing to wrap up the Maude Flanders content?
I don't know how about I Will Survive. I feel like that really speaks to the essence of Maude.
Brilliant.
Should we finish with a song?
Let's do it. Shall we finish with a song? The Machine, the Ghost-based app.
Dark Street S. Burr Spregfeld Tress Bar. What's her name, Laura something?
Narrator evicted, looking good in ghost form.
Gataran Ghost Kuloots.
Hajar or boing, an attractive esprit.
You killed me, weeha, tea at sheer canine. Spoiler. And why Todd you think?
Jar the spirit sell us in riddles.
Got 2 Maude card. Jar he I, watch Jai her face. Card says wait who's Edna Crandall.
Churchy Joe's case Ned Tim Rotonnet.
Marge Hyatina forever Sopra Fangled.
More that not did work knit me 3 hours of Flim Flam 13.
Quick Matt, Kemfam. Bud gets
3 hour ply and 3 Jahan plus.
1 gimpy leg. It's you massive bonehead. Ha Jar Sowerson know he's a ghost. Love Ho taps out.
Tapped.
Love Ho taps out.
Matter of fact, tapped.
Right, but why do I key, forgetting that
Yes, Jarwine.
The Maud in the Maud shine.
At the end of Tabland. Tabland will never die.
Narota, struggle, Sith, Zoas, Afrinism, Mercury.
The end.
The end, wonderful.
It's not at all the end.
End of task.
It's not even close.
See, they finished with a song, and a very zesty one. Zesty.
Alright, I'll admit it, they've got some flair. But those two start a boy band. I'm out of here. Look, Statman John and Diana finished their one.
Success, a cosy canteen fit for everyone. And look, I've even added a biscuit bar. Shortbread, anyone?
New character unlocked. Stamp with a bottom. It's not about the right, it's about wrong. It's about Stamp. And there's me shed. The Night Watchman of MFIMDB. He guards the forgotten corners of Maudland and looks suspiciously like you Stamp. Me Stamp? Aye, you Stamp. Hold the phone, what now? Did I just unlock a Night Watchman version of myself? I'm guarding what? Ghosts in a forgotten corner. Ah yes, in-game text. Another weary soul, stumbling into the forgotten corners of this bizarre game. It's an honour to guard these empty spaces in-game. They say if you listen long enough you can hear the echo of unused dialogue box. Unused dialogue boxes? Aye, unused dialogue boxes. What kind of mad ramblings are these? I'm my own watchman. Now talking to me bloody said, I'm about to get locked up, me. Random game files.
He's like you, but with extra mystery and existential dread. Stamp, you gotta. I'm still the dragon. You gotta send him on a task too.
Alright, Night Watchman or not, let's see what my alternative self gets up to in Twisted Game. What could possibly go wrong? Oh my goodness. In-game self says, this game is officially lost its mind. I'm tapping my own self into guard duty, Louise. What next?
You never know, Stamp. You never know.
Boys, brilliant team now, Stamp. How about joining us for a cuppa? Maybe even a cheeky tart. Jam, I mean. And boys, I'm not about to rest in peace like Princess Di.
Cheeky jam tart, John, you bloody bastard. You always know how to tempt me. Well, let's not get all mushy peas about it. But if this game can bring back John and let me have tea with Princess Diana, rest in peace, I guess it ain't all half bad. She was the queen of her hearts. Now where's that biscuit bar? Oh look, a new character. What in the name of all holy shit is this? A frog with glowing eyes and sitting on a throne made of bones? Truth frog. Alright then. Who wants sodomizing? And that's the truth.
Yeah, that's truth, Frog Stamp. He's exactly what he sounds like. A frog from hell. He can't lie, and he's probably going to say something wild to you.
Oh, you muppet. Get a load of this. Your game's been cancelled. That's right, I'm Truth Frog now. The Modcast. Official Tapped Out race gone. Deleted. Like a rat in a shithole. It's getting pulled from the App Store. So fast, you'll be lucky to even fucking remember what it was. All that tapping, all them daft car parked, all them wasted years gone. So yeah, you can cry me a bloody river if you like, but get over it, sunshine. Get over it, get used to it. You've been had. Now take your phone, shove it up your jacksie. Go find something else to waste your pathetic little life on. That's the truth. It's gone poof, poof. Like that free donut kite you were so buzzed about, or cafe latte, or pumpkin spice latte. What a joke. SFX, the screen flickers. Cancellation, game cancelled, delete in progress like at the end of the Simpsons game. I remember that. The taskbar disappears and all the characters in Maudland freeze as if suddenly abandoned. Oh no, I'm standing now. I was just getting into it. If I was unlocking Maud, Truth Frog, even myself in some weird Night Watchman farm, I can't lose it all. I've invested too much. I'm bowling deep. We had content to discuss, songs to sing. What am I supposed to do now?
But what do we play? What game is left? What will we do without Maudland? Which is what it was called.
Wait, hold on a second. Is that the name of this game, Maudland? They say at the end of the world I've got a backup plan. That's right, I've still got my PlayStation 1, and I'm not here for any Maud or frogs or cancelled games. I'm gonna fire up Spice Girls game, that's it. London Buzz's double-decker girl power.
Wait, Spice Girls the video game?
Ah, you bet. 1999 Spice World, the video game. Peak entertainment. The best part, I'm not playing it. I'm cheating the system. I'm going for the ultimate Spice Girls experience, if you know what I mean. I mean, hanging out and having a good time.
Exactly. Oh, now this PlayStation start up and look, the iconic intro screen for Spice World is playing and Wannabe starts blasting. I feel I must have cut it out, but I'm sure there was a whole thing about him cheating, putting so many buttons in that they merged into one Spice Girl.
Now that's what I call gaming spice of your life, baby. They've all merged into one Spice Girl.
Bonus picks: Pemberton Flashback, H.L. Rudd, Baroness Berry, the Vale of Catmos, Millennium Burr, who should definitely be a character very soon, Smoke Monster, Lead Punch, Terry McElberry, Dave, Lunas Asmo, Rodden Todd, Goblin, Gas Top Hat, Davina McCall, Tag. Snaggy, now we're out of the game. It seems the mouth of hell has opened and begun to spew demons into the IMFDB and the greater Worsley Mesness area.
Me too. I fear for Clara. I fear for Stamp. I fear for the MFIMDB and History Injury Face homicide. They might be facing homicide. So Snaggy.
Josh Finance homicide, I believe you're worried about.
Oh yeah, I am. I'm really worried even though. Isn't he long dead? So Snaggy, we're going to send you to get you some snooze and maybe sort it all out while you're there.
Alright, woof. I'll do it. I'll fix the MFIDB and be the hero. I'm Snaggy now. Woof, there's a voice. Keeps on calling me. Down the road where I'll always be. Every step I take, I make a new friend. I can't stay for long, just turn around. And I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, I just keep moving on. There's a voice, keeps on calling me. There's a voice, keeps on calling me. Down the road, that's where I'll always be. 'Cause every step I make a new friend. I can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I want to settle down. Until tomorrow, Snaggy's just gonna keep moving on. Woof woof, woof woof, woof woof, woof woof.
We've already done that.
All right, Snaggy, on your way. Good boy. Good boy. The end.
The end.
Laura. Congratulations, you have unlocked Hannah CW. Oh, together now? Stop.
Tappy so.